it's just going to be gone. Brickstat's going to be able to pursue here the smite. Oh, nope. Rise with the final last hit. D-Brand looking up for something to follow up. Lost in the sauce now here with the home guard TP in.
That's some damage.
Goes in with the ult.
That's so much damage!
Huge damage! Static coming in and cleaning up! AiBox going to have to do it all himself, but he's going to be able to. He's going to be CC, kills D-Brand. He's on his own. Hypocrite TP's in. Debbie's is found himself now. He's going to die. That's so much rise damage too.
Talk specifically about players, but just strategies. Their top lane is not where their wins come.
We've actually got a fight coming in here. We've got the full engage. They're actually going to pick up Chaos Storm here, I believe. No, he gets out, and the Shen is coming in. Nunu has Chamber's ult, and actually the
that's a huge Nunu ult!
And the Shen comes in and talks to Leona, and they've got a huge turnout.
I'll teach him.
Good Herald attempt here from. Got that. That is massive AoE.
Oh wow. That was a beautiful setup. Bush is trying to do as much damage as possible. Pokemon is so easy. He's built like exclusively full armor. Right now the Ziggs is not really doing much damage. Blood is actually coming from behind. I didn't even see him coming in there. He immediately almost gets blown up. The Channa's gonna die. The Aatrox dies. Toasty's trying to kite this out. Look at Trundle. He's in. He uses the ult and he just beats the crap out of the Janna. Control's just gonna finish this up.
Azir also has an insect. Oh, there it is. He goes in, gets both the back bot lane duo. Kalen is super low, and he's just dead. You're making back in. Nautilus taking a lot of damage as well. What a beautiful play by Blood
is doing about what I expect out of Blood. Goes under the turret.
That being said, they do still get.
Oh, they're gonna find the second pick. The incredible chain on the tiny ring.
I was really just about to say.
For the double ult. He is literally 1v5 right now.
That's a huge shutdown for your Ezreal. I was literally in the middle of 3.
Portal's coming in. Yeah, 3-2 here. Skull is weak. Hippogriff is strong, but so is Troll. Oh, good play from Hippogriff. Hippogriff. Yeah, Hippogriff flashes over the. He gets the reset. Oh man. Yeah, he gets the reset onto the.
She goes back in, they just immediately eviscerate him. The Kai'Sa, I didn't see where the Kai'Sa was able to ult. She's back in, he's just gonna get killed! He's just gonna get killed! What's he doing?
Not able to make anything happening with that, but TSS3 now collapsing. Spirit of Fate getting caught by that Q. Actually caught it right that time. Tiny Rick now getting caught out once again. No flash. Used it. Dies to anyone that they still. We're still in the middle of the NIT. Now he has Shen all on top of the thing. He can't chuck it down. He still has passes too. Oh my goodness. He has Sonya, so he's gonna get out. Yeah, Hippogriff is taking the tower. Oh, and he dodged. He decides to run so beautifully. They just get things to happen. BludBathnBeyond now getting a little bit. Big ult coming out from control and just goes right back all their way. They lost track of that pull, and now it's a clean ace. For sure. D-Brand, yeah, that's 4-man. They're going all the way in. Sejuani just goes in, and the Azir ult coming back out with Umina goes, and he has the Morgana binding on him. They're all just dead. That's a huge mistake.
That is an excellent play.
Flank from Hippogriff going on to Amumu. Amumu's getting caught out a lot. The Lost in Sauce coming in with the Mordekaiser has taken so much damage, hasn't done anything, is able to even get his ult out. However, they do kill Hippogriff, they just hide him and walk out. Lost in Sauce taking so much damage, just huge coming out of T-Sauce. However, this is Azir damage on this frozen heart of Amumu. Just basically WQs and goes in with the ult. Corky Flash doesn't make it over. Yet Sandy gets caught back out over the wall now on the wrong side of this team fight. Going back for Elusive. Elusive catches him.
Oh, yeah, no, let's get the ground. This is gonna be a death. And the Shen ult. Wait, they're gonna go.
Oh,
they're
no.
Gonna go on this. Oh, AiBox extension comes in. He gets the taunt here. Malzahar's ult. And they hit the Ashe ult on the Blitzcrank, who of course doesn't have a QSS. Oh my god, that was one of the worst misplays I've seen.
Big run coming up. Abraham, no flash, no passive. Flash coming up, but misses wide left though. Sunny still goes in you and gets a little bit of damage on a little bit. Oh, but Sunny goes in, takes too much damage, just forces the channel on her, takes the hurt shot as well. Here's and misses the ulti onto the chest. Look like the next done. Oh,
but Abraham has walked back
Abraham is 1 HP. Is he going to die? Lands a skew. I'll be getting
control here on the 1v2. I think he actually thinks he can 1v2 the bot lane here. I'm not saying he can't. He does have all the damage. Droid's almost dead. He's going to be able to find the 1v2.
Right before, which you know that play's coming. Okay, so this is an attempt by Team Lost from getting it, taking advantage of all the misfortune all gets A-Barn's super low. He's got it completely out of sight.
Unfortunately, though, this Zag finds a ton of time.
Yeah, this Zag is taking everything. Okay, we got A-Barn teleporting back in. Teleporting back into the home guard, so he's going to clean up here. Oh. I mean, I don't know a lot about Rise, but I feel like,
Beautiful, beautiful 1v3. Control in the back line here. I don't know who he just killed. I think he found the kill. Look at the misfortune. Ult just absolutely dominating the scene. Hits both of the carries.
into this tower.
I don't think that he has the damage to make that work.
We're going to have a
Misfortune
for
still
it.
has ult. She's gonna flash out and yep.
Yeah, that's a huge shutdown on the sauce there. Going directly onto the Kai'Sa. That's problematic.
Okay, and that was what I was thinking. The Zac knockup allows Kai'Sa to jump wherever he hits.
Yeah, that's a really big comeback for TS3 there.
It is coming right up here. Corky with the package is going to go on both Swordmaster and AiBox in the mid lane, and they're just going to one-shot him. They do end up finding the Karma as a return kill.
Alright, so we got the teleport coming in from Hypocrite. Boston the Sauce is doing all he can. Oh, is he gonna one? Oh my god, he's still with it!
That's the perfect team fight. You want Lost in the Sauce preventing that play. Yeah, they can just do this.
Goes in, I think he gets the ult down on Chaos Storm. It prevents Chaos Storm from hitting any kind of like ult. Oh, but the steal gets the steal. Yeah, I mean, here's the problem: is they had to take that Dragon Blade on Jeweler, and I think they went for it. That was sold. Yeah, okay, I get why they went for it. It's kind of a respectable thing. Oh my god, the damage! Look at AiBox damage. He goes for the one shot. The big one! Control comes, and he has the big one. He flashes in and gets the massive damage on two people.
Sandy Snake his ultimate. He gets the ult up.
Yeah, we got about a 4K gold difference developing here. Ooh, big Twitch ult, big Twitch ult. Holy moly.
They got the Baron, and they got Sandy Snake key. They got the ultimate on Twitch. He's going to survive, though. No, Devious.
The healing.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Holy shoot. That was not
Are they going to be able to end the game?
All right, everyone. Welcome to TCL's finals. Very exciting matchup tonight between Team A-Barn and Team Control, our last two teams remaining in TCL. They both had very solid records in the season and have both performed pretty well in the finals so far, the quarterfinals and semifinals. So I think we're gonna have a pretty good game on our hands. What do you think, Box?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is for all the bit marbles. This is the winner for the first season of TCL. It's for the prize pool. It's for server bragging rights, and of course, it's our biggest matchup between our 1 and 2 seeds within the playoffs itself. Tilted since season 3 is actually undefeated in best of matches, and Control himself with his team coming off a very dominating performance in the semis. So this could be a real barn burner. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I think we'll have a good matchup tonight because we've seen across the board from all the teams in our final tournament here, all teams have done well. All teams have done better than they did in the regular season. We've seen everyone looking competitive. We've seen upsets. We've seen teams taking games off of teams that are ranked way higher than them. So between the first and second place seed, I think we're gonna have a really good series. Hopefully we'll go to 5. I think it'll be exciting.
Yeah, especially you look at the semifinal games, it really came down to like crucial game 14 fights that really made, or game 3 and game 14 fights that really swung the series in a certain direction where there's no guarantee within any of the matches that it was going to go a certain way. So both these teams looking very, very competitive and really able to capitalize on certain mistakes that the other teams are able to make, have really cohesive strategies moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's definitely going to be something that's important in these games, is getting into those last 3 games, the game 3, game 4, game 5, where you have to have the mental fortitude in order to persist through those games.
Yeah,
Because-
and as anyone that's played in the tournament can really attest to, once you get to that game 4, you're exhausted. I mean, you're talking like 3.5, 4 hours constantly playing, constantly thinking, constantly strategizing, maybe making adjustments as well. It's really, really taxing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're starting off in Champ Select here. We see an Ornn ban from going towards Tokimon Panda here. Soraka ban in return for Do Mandingo. So you said before you had talked to the teams a little bit. Do you have any insight into what we might see coming from these teams here?
I think for sure, yeah. So I think just with the way that Team Control tends to play, we can probably expect, there's a Casio ban. Control's really proficient on that. Casio has looked incredibly scary every time he's played it. I think he's played it 3 times now, and it's looked just like the hard carry you would expect it to be on it.
Yeah,
but I would expect this last ban by TSS3 to be a tank ban, possibly at the Shen, maybe targeting on Togemon.
Yeah, I definitely think we could see that. Or possibly they may want to put a ban towards Monkey, especially now that they have banned Soraka from Do Mandingo. That's definitely his by far most played champion throughout TCL, and a very comfortable pick for him. I don't know if maybe they'll ban a Thresh from Morgana for a more aggressive pick from Monkey.
I think that's fair, yeah, especially since Monkey is a lot of the playmaking, there's that Morgana, like you said. He's a lot of the playmaking, he's a lot of the vision control, objective control, so I think that's a smart ban as well. And also, Morgana also kind of blocks a lot of go buttons. It blocks something like Sidwani, it blocks something like a easy Jarvan initiation as well, so.
Or Azir, potentially. We've seen
or an Azir, exactly.
A lot of the attempted Azir initiation
which maybe that also gets banned. We already saw that one Rise ban go toward him as well. He's looked insane on Rise, so I think that's a fair ban for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, the Hippogriff Darius. I actually think that's smart. Oh, the instant Shen pick.
I was about to say, I think we might see the Shen first pick from Abrams' team here, because
I think that's smart.
It's
Togemon
definitely
doesn't play anything against it.
Yeah, it's definitely a really contested pick between the two, and I mean, Hippogriff is a reasonable Shen player. Tokimon Panda is now off of 2 main picks. We may see an Urgot from him. I think that could be a more
potentially
pick into Shen. No.
Ooh, the Mordekaiser. Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. I think Team Control really coming in here with a different game plan. This is very kind of like far away from what they've done in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like to see a little bit of variation there. Tokimon Panda has been a player that has played maybe 3 to 4 champs throughout the whole season, so it's nice to see him on something different. Hopefully, he will be able to play it well. Yeah,
I want to see how they decide to commit resources, especially if they pick something like a Nunu or Hecarim in the jungle, who has a lot of river roaming power. Maybe they start committing more resources rather than going more bot side, mid side, rather committing more resources, more time toward the top line to get this Mordekaiser ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. We see Misfortune pick coming in for Chaos Storm. It's pretty standard for him. He's played a lot of Misfortune. Been reasonable on it.
Misfortune's been a highly contested pick throughout this entire tournament. A lot of the AD carries really favoring her. She brings a lot of utility, she brings a lot of team fight, and she's just generally a fairly safe pick to pick in lane as well. So
yeah, absolutely. And we see Ezreal pick for Elusive, same thing. Very comfortable pick for him. Very common throughout his TCL season to see him on Ezreal, and he's played it pretty well.
Yeah, I really like the Ezreal pick. Elusive's shown that he could be the hard carry. He can also play a lot of different utility types within the team comp. So really ask what you want from Elusive, and he'll deliver. Ooh, the control Ariana.
I like it. I like to see that pick before the second round, because you know they're going to put 2
going to get
control.
banned. Yep, absolutely.
And Oriana would definitely be one of them. So I like the early Ori pick.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sorry, go ahead.
Really, they just need some kind of engage for that ball at this point, because Mordekaiser is not going to be the kind of champion you want to put the ball on, because he's going to pull himself out of the fight. So
and I would definitely expect to see that coming out of T-School, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see potentially a
Monkey's champion pool. It's definitely not going to happen from any other role. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the Trundle ban for T-School again. I'd like to see T-School on set here.
I think that's probably what they're currently be leaning toward.
That's a champion he's played throughout the season. It'll be a decent engage for the Ori and a potential secondary engage with the Sedge ulti. However, I think that would also be a very reasonable ban from Abrams' team here.
Yeah, for sure. And I do want to draw attention to Rick Stout picking up his comfort pick, picking up that J4. He's played a lot of J4 just in solo queue, within the games itself, within TCL, and really a comfortable champ for him and quite good on it. So.
And if anyone's ever played with Abarn and you're having to play a jungle for him, you know that he will always ask you to play Jarvan. favorite champion to have jungle for him.
For sure. I think it just adds. I mean, like This is a classic tilted since season 3. Ooh, the Skarner. Well, T-Skull's played a lot of Skarner in the past, and kind of in this game is going to be offering a similar story to what they've been doing with the Sejuani. So I think that's
very interesting.
within the pool of what T-Skull plays. That's probably what they had to go with.
Yeah, I mean that or played Nunu a little bit. It's been a little rough, and same thing. I think he might have put a Hecarim game in or two, and again that was a little rough as well. So the Skarner pick.
Are they actually going to go with it? No. Yeah, Dejana. That makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, I think with the Soraka banned out, there's going to have Dude Mendigo play a different, more Channer supporty type role where he can
absolutely
play backline, play disruption, play peel.
Yeah, absolutely. So then it looks like very interesting. They're going to be leaving support for last pick on the side of.
They do end up going with the Akali.
They have the Akali lock-in and the Braum in return for Monkey.
That's really exciting, actually.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Burn, I don't believe he's actually played the Akali in the TCL season so far.
He has. He played it in one regular season game. I think a while, like maybe week 5 or so. Maybe week 4 or 5, and he looked good on it. He looked like he was able to make dives happen, make a lot of aggressive plays. So.
Yeah, I know at the very beginning of the season when no teams had any real information on each other, my team was the first team to go up against Abraham's team, and we banned the Akali at least 2 games because he had been putting a lot of practice on it.
Right.
Once he had been going into the mid lane. So while he may not have played it a ton during the season, it's definitely a champ he did practice going into this whole thing.
Yeah, I remember I had the opportunity to kind of sit down and talk with that team for a little while, kind of preseason. And I think Abraham really wanted to expand his champion pool moving into things. And Akali is one of those things where it's like, ooh, this could be something really spicy. We could maybe see this come out. And I just think the way TCL is shaken out, kind of like moving throughout the regular season, it didn't necessarily fit with how they wanted to play, how their team comps fit. So, but now as like people start to have more of a feel for how the other teams play, how each other plays, how their team plays, he's maybe a little bit more comfortable busting out the Akali.
Yeah, and I think at least in this specific team that they've built, they've got a lot of people that want to go in and dive real heavily onto the back line. So the Akali fits pretty well into that.
Yeah, and then Ezreal and Jan are there, so they're there, they're pumping damage, and I think they'll be okay.
The biggest concern I would have with this Akali pick is going to be during the lane phase, because control on that Orianna is definitely going to bully him very hard in the lane phase. So
yeah, I think especially with some early Jarvan picks, though, Akali does bring a lot of early game damage, especially if I imagine Amron's going to be taking that ignite, and as soon as he gets like that not the gunblade, the Hextech. The Hextech item, the component of that gunblade, he's dealing quite effectively in trades.
Yeah.
So who knows? But kind of moving to the other side, I'm really excited for this team control comp. They have a lot. They honestly 4 out of the 5 picks that they've made are very standard team control. You have that control Orianna, you have the MF Braum in the bottom lane, you have the T-Skull on kind of his Skarner pick. That's, I would say, maybe the 2nd or 3rd level of comfort for him. The only real wild card is the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, and I think the Mordekaiser pick has actually played pretty well, even though it was picked very early and it was picked pretty much blind. I think it's played pretty well into Abraham's team comp in that he's going to want to be ulting the Akali as soon as the Akali tries to come in onto the Orianna.
Yeah, preventing that Akali from getting, because like Braum Shield doesn't do anything really against the Akali because she doesn't stop her body from just ulting past them. So as soon as she goes too far in, Tokamon just presses R, and Akali either has to get a QSS or just has to now deal with the Mordekaiser, which she very well might be able to, depending on how far ahead he is or how effective he is in that 1v1. But it's definitely not a guarantee in a team fight like it would normally be without him.
Yeah, and notably on that Braum pick, there isn't actually, in my opinion, there's not really a whole lot of synergy with Braum between the rest of the team and like going well into Abraham's team. I mean, he doesn't really have much to block apart from the Ezreal ulti. And then as for his own team, he doesn't really have real heavy auto attack champions, something like Lucian that's going to proc that stun really quickly. I mean, it is a reasonable front line and it'll help defend the Misfortune Ori. I just say as a whole, I think Control's comp is a little bit here and there. Like they seem to have wanted a big wombo combo team fight type thing, but then the Skarner and the Mordekaiser are more single target kind of skirmish kind of champions. Braum is a little bit of a skirmish champion. So I'm curious to see how it'll play
Yeah, I
out
think
for
the
them.
mid game will be really. I think the mid game will be really important for both teams. Depending, like I want to see how these early river skirmishes and dragon fights pan out, because that'll really kind of dictate the tempo of how each team is going to be able to play the late game, which is kind of where both teams really want to get to. With when you have like something like the Ezreal and the Akali and the Ori and the MF who want to get to these big team fights. So,
Yeah,
but that
absolutely.
said, you kind of what you were talking about with the Braum, it's an interesting situation where, like you said, it should really block a whole lot, because the Shen, the J4, the Akali are kind of just diving in with themselves. You know, it's like it doesn't really do a whole lot if you can't block any of their abilities. But
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think there's still a lot of value to be had.
Yeah, and one thing to note, I hope that T-Skull and Tokimon have some synergy here and don't both attempt to CC A-Barn at the same time. If T-Skull were to ult A-Barn and then he immediately gets Mordekaiser ulted,
Gets
that'll
Mordekaiser ulted.
entirely
That's a great
cancel out
point.
that ulti.
Yeah, I could honestly see A-Barn's just picking up the QSS this game. Just let him play it so much easier. Negate 2 major ultimates, potentially. And I hope Lucive's definitely going to be building it as well. So I think that'll be kind of given. But nonetheless, this is game 1 of our best of 5 finals for TCL for all the marbles. Really excited to see how these teams are going to be playing this early game. A-Barn kind of walking forward, taking a little bit of poke. It's kind of late too.
Yeah, interesting.
Control getting that phase rush popped.
There's an interesting strategy
taking
there.
So much damage. A-Barn definitely has to be though. He can't. He's going to be missing part of this early wave XP, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's really bad for A-Barn here. It's interesting that Control's team had that bush stacked at that point in time. It's pretty late for them to be there, but it pays off because maybe they were predicting that A-Barn would try and get that early ward down.
Early ward down, yeah, exactly. I think maybe that's just the scouting thing where Tokimon walking behind, but
They almost ran into each
guys
other.
to him, almost ran into each other, but decided to walk through the river instead of walking through the try. Would have been nice for Hippo to get a little living power autos with that Q, but pulls it in now. Doesn't get the slow, but we're just seeing a little bit of skirmishing. Yeah, A-Barn missing nothing so far. Might miss this one minion. Yeah, taking a little bit of poke while Control is just kind of getting that Q with the auto damage down. Pretty annoying, especially getting that chunk early in the river.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting on the jungle routes here. Pretty standard what you would expect from Rook on that Jarvan. He's doing both the buffs and then he's going to look for an early gank here, whereas Skarner has decided to go from his first buff to his Krug camp, which generally speaking you don't really want to do as a jungler. That's going to cause him to be a little bit behind.
Yeah,
However,
exactly.
he is going to be on the same
coming for this
side.
early level 2 onto Tokimon. Here comes the taunt. Let's see if he's able to fall to the EQ. Doesn't quite get it in time, but it doesn't matter. That Jarvan passive plus Hippogriff going in for it. Nice follow-up flash from Rookstone, getting that first blood.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly what you need from the Jarvan pick. You want it to do buff to buff level 2 gank, or even just red buff level 2 gank.
Yeah, and crucially, Skarner full cleared his top side, so he's going to have very little scuttle control going forward.
Yeah, at this point, with Rook already having a successful gank going off, sure, he's already burned his flash, but T-Skull is going for the full clear. He's going on the Wolves. I assume he'll probably just end up going for the Gromp as well. Rook is going to go ahead and get another... He's definitely going to be able to get another gank off regardless where he goes. Looks like he's getting ready to go top lane again.
Yeah, going for the repeat. This is kind of the Rook signature coming in. No flash on the Mordekaiser. Let's see if they go for the dive as well. EQ lands the knockup. Tokimon might just be dead as well.
Ooh.
Nice. 2 kills onto the J4 now. And Tokimon, after burning that TP to come back in top lane, is going to miss a huge wave. A-Barn taking a lot of damage from this trade mid lane. Control with that corrupting pot taking is dealing quite a bit of damage. That Doran Shield not enough to keep him healthy. A-Barn might just have to go be here. No, he's saying I have to stay. I can't lose this enormous wave of XP. Meanwhile, T-Skull coming in on the invade.
I will say that T-Skull, I don't necessarily agree with the full clear. However, now that he sees Jarvan go back to the top side of the map, it is good on him to go ahead and counter.
Yeah, J4 kind of rocking around behind for the support now. Control's completely out of mana.
T-Skull
T-Skull as well. Control gets hit by everything. But I don't think A-Barn can go back in. Yeah, the flash over the wall, especially with the TV. He's going to go for it. He has the move speed from his spinning passive, and he gets the kill onto the Oriana. What a play by A-Barn. Knows he can go for it with that move speed. Dude Mandingo walking forward. Monkey's in a really weird spot now. He's probably going to be okay, though, with that damage reduction for E. Luciv E back in, taking a nice trade on Chaos Storm as well. Great showing from TSS3 so far.
Yeah, we have so much action going on right now with TSS3 is just making so much
Everyone
effort
works
on the
down.
map.
Here they come again. Tokwon is just getting absolutely bullied. Still no flash available. He's definitely just dead here. Then he's there. I think.
Oh, a good
wait,
pull
is
from him.
Hippo? Yeah, very nice E coming through, but I think Hippo might just be able to get him, and if not,
He does have his E up. in 5
oh,
seconds
he does
here.
have his E up very soon. They're going to go for the dive nonetheless. Yep,
Hippo's
and
gonna die
Hippo's
here,
definitely going to die to the tower damage, but ultimately probably worth.
Yeah, that is
actually,
actually that is definitely worth it for taking on Panda there. Primarily because while they do trade kill, all the kills have actually gone on to Rook, so the goal
Exactly, I was
difference
gonna
isn't
say
going to be goal difference isn't going to be too huge between these top laners, and notably, the wave went into Hippogriff's tower. So at this point, it is going to be building up and pushing back to Pokemon by the time he gets back.
Right, exactly. And so, I mean, Rookstad has played around topside so much. He did get that top scuttle, but he hasn't really cleared his bot jungle in a while. Some of it got stolen away by this Garner. You know, we're just seeing a little bit of a trade happen in the bottom lane. They are kind of walking down a little bit. I think they're just going to set some vision. Calling the missing on the Akali.
Yeah, notably, T-Skull has managed to, since he has been farming this whole time, he has about doubled Rook's farm here. So despite not actually having any successful ganks off, he should be able to hit 6 probably before Rook's out, and then maybe he'll be able to get some ganks off.
Yeah,
he walks over
interestingly,
Ward up top here.
Yeah, walked over Ward, but with the Jarvan coming top, Hippogriff is actually still down in XP. Tokwon at level 5.
Yeah, definitely from that wave that pushed back to him. Looked like he may want to get this dragon going at some point, getting some vision down in the enemy jungle.
MF going back, getting that BS sword. Nice little buy for her. Let's see if that transitions into any sort of dragon fight once she hits 6. T-Skull walking toward mid lane. Still level 4 though, surprisingly. Jarvan level 5. Now here comes Abarn with the ult coming in through onto Control. Control taking quite a bit of damage. Abarn lands the E onto the minion though. Comes through with the final execute proc, but it doesn't matter. T-Skull's just there waiting for Control gets the kill.
Yeah.
Excuse me, no, this Garner picks up the kill.
Yeah, that is some
Nice bait.
very, very solid positioning there from Control. Control knows that T-Skull is in the enemy jungle around blue buff, and he looks like he's positioning very aggressively on Abarn.
Yeah, it's a free drag.
Come out of the stealth there, and then T-Skull's able to follow up. Control lands a good ultimate.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Abarn with that revolver feels like he has the damage to take that fight. Doesn't have Ignite, but probably could have taken that fight if he was by himself. But ult back over the wall where he didn't have vision onto Control for the execute damage, but T-Skull's there waiting for him and just gets the stun.
And notably, Control was actually completely out of mana at the end of that fight.
Right. So it would have been a nice fight, but Control played that knowing that he had jungle support.
Right, absolutely.
Control still up in CS. Didn't get that kill, but he's going to come back. He might have a nice buy. Yeah, he has that Lost Chapter buy, which is really nice. Really feels really good to have in lane, especially this early. So.
Yeah, and something to note is the first item Tiamat from the Jarvan, which at this point it is a solid Jarvan pick. Solid item on Jarvan when you've already gone 3-0 at the beginning. Because
he's going to go for this fight too. T-Skull's walking forward. He has that shrine available to him. Control is supporting behind. It ends up with the scuttle as well. Abarn was bot side, so if Rookstad had gone for it, we probably would have made an unfortunate fight for him. He's got a shutdown on his head. Doesn't want to give too much gold back over to the enemy team.
Yeah, Rook's actually looking to either go mid or he's going to come mid here.
Yeah, Control still no flash as well. Rookstad coming in with the ult as well. For Holly's melee, she's around the side. She comes back over top and kills her with the E. Nice play and the support. Mandingo 3 stacks of Braum passive on him, but they can't finish him off to get any additional damage, especially with the Jam Shield on him. Now here comes the 4-man coming bot lane. They are warded up though. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. However, Chaos Storm's walking super far up. This is definitely going to be bad. However, that MF boost speed's coming through. Monkey's coming into support, has that Braum passive onto him. Abarn coming through with the ult. Ease back into it. Very nice mechanical play. Chaos Storm over top with the Ignite over top. Is he going to be? Yeah, he's going to be just fine. Abarn taking a little bit of tower damage, but with the heal and the flash, able to get out of there from the 4-man. Control walking back into mid lane after being dead. Nice play rotating by TSS3.
Yeah, I gotta say that was honestly a little bit telegraphed from Abarn's team. I don't know if they just didn't see them coming straight down out of mid lane or what, but they stayed very far up at the end there.
Yeah, Monkey kind of forced to sacrifice himself for Chaos because Chaos was way, like almost under tower, and that was ultimately what got Monkey killed. But able to get out himself.
Oh, it was just a good response from T-Skull there to grab the rift from there.
Yeah, good objective control coming out of T-Skull. He hasn't really been able to make a gank happen outside of kind of like Abarn running into him in the mid lane, but So
Yeah,
being able
he
to control
has-
Jackson farm.
He has hit 6 at this point, so hopefully we'll see some ganks. Sabern's team has been very good about playing aggressively in terms of ganks and roaming. They have fallen behind a little bit in objectives here, so if
Yeah, and
this
CS in the mid lane as well.
if it continues, we may be seeing an early dragon, early soul attempt from Control's team here. He's still looking again to go aggressive in the enemy jungle.
Ooh, I wonder if, I thought Control might have gone for that ult there and seen if he had enough damage to finish him off, especially with the dragon coming up. That works out missing the EQ knockup, but and as a result, T-Skull just kind of walks back out, but does secure his Raptors, so ends up being okay.
But yeah, I was gonna say about this this Jarvan Tiamat. It's actually not bad for Jarvan to do that early on if you have that big of a lead, because Jarvan.
Exactly. Oh, here comes Jarvan around the top. He still has ult. However, Control does have flashback up now. He has the Orianna ult back up as well. He's not going to be able to get in range to pop it. Control's playing pretty safely around the top side. Skarner's now coming up with support from Braum. They're coming in. Abraham does have his ult and flash available. It's going to be a tough game if they try to climb all up on this. Yeah, they've been seen anyway, so. Let's just see if this leads to a dragon secure.
Rook
Nope,
looking
it's just
to
a free scuttle.
top lane.
Yeah, he is way in behind. Tokman has no idea where he is. Now he lands over the side, misses the time, but Hippogriff's not going to go for it anymore. Tokman coming back over through. Nice EQ drops the ultimate. Mordekaiser ult coming back out. He's going to be able to walk away under the support of tower, so ultimately it ends up being okay. Blows the flash, blows the Mordekaiser ult, and gets a little bit of prio. However, a little bit of a gank having. Oh my god, Oriel still landing over top. Let's see if he can get back out. Yeah, the Shen ult plus R2 coming out from the Akali and still lives. Nice gank coming out of T-Skull. Didn't quite catch all of it, but there's no Orianna ult. Let's see if they can go for it. Yeah, here's the Shen top over top. He's doing so much damage Control. And Rook's coming out over top as well. Control has flashes out, misses the knockup onto T-Skull Skarner, but everyone is just out free. The Rift Herald coming over top. A lot of play goal though for them. So
Yeah, I
kind of a 3-man roam, and it gives Tokman time at the top.
Despite being so far away from the turret there, I do believe they get, at least Skarner still gets the play gold there. So, not
the Rift Herald user gets it no matter where they are. So,
right. I don't know if Control would have gotten anything at that point.
Yeah, I didn't quite see. But crucially, Tokman was able to kind of sit top lane and finally get a little bit of gold back in his pocket. And he's up in CS. That's the channel plus the Jarvan ult, and everyone kind of just walks away.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see a repeat from T-Skull and Control here on Abarn in the mid lane, just due to the fact that Abarn had to burn literally everything, including the Shen ult, to get out of there. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
no flash,
hopefully
no
hopefully we'll capitalize on that.
Yeah, and I kind of want to draw attention to the fact that it's really not that much of a gold difference. Ooh, Monkey jumping into the minion, popping his passive as well. Now has it on to Dumendigo. Dumendigo walking too far up. However, Lucid popping the ult now. Dumendigo is pretty low. He gets stunned inside the MF ult. Now Lucid is super low as well. Force the flash back out. Let's see if Monkey can follow up with it. No, Rook's out around the side. Monkey's definitely going to be dead. MF looking for a little bit more. That last little tick of damage onto Lucid, but it's not enough. Rook's out with the red buff. Kills Monkey.
Yeah,
Control's around the side, has the blue buff. Now I think it's just going to be a dragon secure as well. Abrams around the side, does have his ult back up. He's going to go for Control as well. Goes for, no, he's definitely going for Chaos Storm. He's definitely going to be able to get Chaos Storm, I think. Yeah, has the E, pops onto it. He's still at R2 as well. He's going to go for Control with it as well. Control with the Zanya's stop rush. Lucid around the side, maybe looking for a little help. Times it incorrectly, and as a result, Rook's now might be dead with Abarn. Oh my goodness, Control's super out of mana, but he does have the blue buff taking on him. 1 HP. Absolutely no HP bars left on the side of TSS3, but it's not going to be enough. Not as free of a dragon as we would have thought.
Yeah, it was mostly good play from Abarn's team there to follow up on that. Abarn does pick up the kill on Chaos. Unfortunately, slightly mistimes the ult, and then otherwise maybe you could have gotten a little more there. But also unfortunate for Control's team, Abarn's team just walks out on such low health bars. They can't really pick anything up, except they are going to be able to pick up this dragon.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that they weren't able to get kills, but it is nice that they get their second dragon in the game with Tokemon's pressure. He's going to TP back top lane and save his tower, get a little bit of health. I think he probably could have beat for health first, but it's probably just okay anyways.
Yeah, so at this point in the game when they're already down, I mean 2.5k isn't a ton to be down at 13 minutes, but it is a chunk. And so at this point, Control's team really needs to be playing for this Dragon Soul, which is going to be Infernal Soul, which is going to be massive when they're already up 2 dragons. They could be threatening a 25-minute soul.
Exactly. Yeah, Rook's that walking top, knows that there's no flash on the top laner. However, Hipgriff's not in position to support him. T-Skull's around the side. Let's see if they try and go for this Jarvan. Now he's just able to walk up, has those double ups ticking him back up on those resources. However, walking toward the middle lane now, they're pink ward onto the river bush, but they're not going to capitalize on anything. Ooh, the red buff take. Yeah, they have the timer on it. They know that their Rook's out and AiBox walking forward toward it. Control, no flash available to him. T-Skull, I think AiBox and T-Skull kind of win this fight. However, not with the support of Pokemon Panda coming down through. Charner still with no ult available to him, but Pokemon Panda's coming around the side. Let's see if he pops the ult onto the Akali at all. Yep, goes for it, gets that additional stats onto him.
Good
now
shutdown.
Here comes Chaos Storm as well. Dude Mandigo's a little bit slowed by that MFE, but they're going to transition this into a mid lane take. That Retail might be coming up soon as well, so Control is pretty low on mana.
Yeah, this is a decent roam out from Control's team as a whole. They're going to be able to grab this turret. I think they'll get first turret. Actually, no, Lucid grabs the
Lucid
first
stays
turret
bottom
in
and
the bot
grabs
lane.
it. Very nice. But still, that's a mid lane turret for a bot lane outer, so yeah, you lose first turret hold, but it's additional map pressure, it's additional roaming power into the jungle.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking actually at the gold difference here, the primary difference in gold is the jungle.
Yeah.
Rook is up about 1,600, and that's a good chunk. I mean, it's now within 2K.
Ooh, they kind of come in and just continue the Riptail. They don't really have any support. It's just the two of them. However, Collie's coming from the side. Control is out of mana. It has these goals sitting in the bush. You might just go for this knight as well. Hex deck down to coming over top on Control. Garner is super trapped. He's going to be dead as well. The Orion on Call Bell coming down. The Janus healing everyone and topping back up. Working with the shield, blocking a lot of damage. Now here comes Chaos around the side. AiBox is super out of energy. Gets the kill. T-Skull lives forever. I didn't see who got the Riptail, but Luke's around the side looking for the support. Oh, it looks like, oh my god, Team Control stole the Riptail. Monkey's around the side, pretty low. Here comes Rick's out. He's going to commit to himself the E-pop with the ult onto him. Token Chaos Storm is exhausted and super low, so nice job. However, Token came around the side and picked up the Riptail like so.
Yeah, in the end, the 2-for-1 is pretty worth it to snag that Rift Herald as well, as long as they can use it to turn it into a tower or something.
Right. Yeah, so ends up being okay. T-Skull stays alive for so long. Big credit to Monkey with a shield around the side, blocking a lot of damage. I believe he blocked the Kali knives, he blocked Ezreal damage, and he ends up keeping T-Skull alive long enough to, I believe, get a smite off her. Maybe just enough damage off for it to really matter.
Yeah, I would like to take note of the fact that AiBox is up 3 kills on Control. However, Control's also up 35 CS. So at this point, Control and AiBox are about 100% even on gold. Like, it's neck and neck on their gold. So
yeah. Control with those
both mid
completed TP boots too. So I'd say even as a power break point, probably a little bit stronger.
Yeah, both mid laners are really going to be putting the pressure. So hopefully Control, if he can get some of those major team fight ultis, he's gotten 2 a couple times here. He's going to want more than that if they really want to win some of these fights.
Yeah, exactly.
Jarvan is also...
He's going to be stacking up. Ooh, T-Skull's around the side. Might be looking to help his top laner, but Token Panda is just taking a chunk, going for the ult now. T-Skull's around the side. There's no support coming for this Hippogriff and Shen, but he's doing so much damage to Token, popping the shield down. Hippogriff's taking a lot of damage from that passive. Let's see if T-Skull's able to get in range for that ult. Doesn't look like he's being able to, but the entry's damage coming over top, it's not enough. The shield damage coming out from Hippogriff with this passive, it's not enough to save. And Monkey is really low. Lucid might be able to go for 1v2 here, but oh my goodness, Control's 1 HP. Let's see if he's going to be able to kill anyone. Lucid kills the Brom. Oh, but AiBox around the side. I think it's going to be pretty rough. Yeah, he's going to be going. Dude, Mandigo stays too long. That's his result.
Good play
Oh
from
my
Control
goodness.
there.
Yeah,
He
flash
knows
to
he's
the
dead
wall.
to AiBox,
It
so he
sees him.
trades the kill. Very well played.
Excellent job, yeah. Yeah, and I kind of... Oh, AiBox, yeah, that's just hard too, so...
So yeah, I'm watching
bit of
back this bot side here. So Control and Monkey found Rook kind of out by himself in the river.
Right.
Control got the 1,000 gold shutdown.
Oh, goodness, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I kind of want to run it back to what you were talking about earlier. Like, that gold difference doesn't matter as much in the jungle because Skarner's still going to be able to do Skarner things. So it doesn't matter how much gold he has.
Skarner's just a tank.
Yeah.
So at this point, AiBox, or with that 1,000 gold shutdown, Control has found himself a little bit ahead in the mid lane. So
Yeah, that needlessly large rod too. He is very strong.
yeah, that's going to be some serious damage. And Rook has decided to go for a little more of an aggressive build here. With as strong as he is, he's gone for the Titanic Hydra as his next item. So he will do a lot of
Yeah,
damage
here
when he
comes
dives
TP
in.
coming in from Hippogriff. That ball is sitting in a very precarious spot, though. AiBox kind of walking around the side. The flash going in, but Pokemon Panda, no, excuse me, T-Skull, maybe looking for an ult. Yeah, now coming over top. Big,
Oh, the AoE!
Oh,
The
my goodness,
AoE!
Who's not able to carry the team fight up. AiBox is 1 HP. Monkey jumps forward, pops the passive. Chaos Storm gets a triple kill from the MFO. Now Lucid has to be the hero play with Dude and Dingo. There are low HP bars coming over top. And Control's 1 HP. Lucid might be able to do this. has the Braum
dodge
passive on
monkey.
top of them now. Oh my goodness, what a good job by Luce with Diego. Staving off the 2v5 into the Dragon Pit. He's looking for the Dragon himself. He's definitely not going to be able to make this happen.
Yeah,
That might be a little
they've
too much
split up
fast
a little
forward,
bit here, though.
They're split up. They're pushing down mid. They're going to be able to get a free tower off it. However, the E coming over, Luce does get it. Now, Joffrey goes in. He doesn't realize there's 2 more people there. Now he just might be dead. Huge killing over top, though. The channel as well. The Mordecai's are all coming down onto the Luce. The Monkey's just going to be dead to the Shen. Hippogriff coming over top with a nice channel. Keeps AD Carry alive. Control and Chaos Storm around the side now, but Chaos Storm is out of position. He's going to die to Rook's out. Now, what a huge turn. That's the power of the global, and the Dragon now goes to Tiltus in Season 3.
Yeah, that was a huge play from Control's team there. They get the good AoE fight with the Ori ulti and the MF ulti layering on top of each other onto the front line. The front line just gets obliterated. Abarn goes down quickly. However, they just vastly overstay. They stick around way too long, are indecisive. They split up, and then they end up giving 2 kills back, and the dragon and the tower here. So they had a huge fight. They had a big lead there, and they kind of have given it back a little bit. Gold differences are still very even. However, that is a huge take from Abraham's team to be able to get that Infernal, because now we're not looking at a potential soul until about 30 minutes.
Yeah, the huge thing, I mean, like, Luce making the hero play, absolutely saving that team fight for them. Pokes down health bars, so they're so low, so they can't continue the drag, and they have no initiation left to go onto him in the Janna. And then once he east, it looks like he makes a mistake east forward, doesn't realize that there's 2 more people in the bush. But the shielding coming from over top from the Janna plus the Shen ult, it's just, they just don't have enough damage.
Yeah, absolutely. He almost goes down there, but the Shen is able to come in and help them clean up the rest of that fight.
Absolutely. It's definitely looking like the loser show. Went that Triforce, has a lot of money.
Yeah,
I'm
not totally surprised here at this point that Control and Chaos melted through that front line so quickly. There's very little defensive stats other than HP from Hippogriff or Rook. They both went for the first item, Titanic Hydra.
The crazy thing is, it looked like it was all bad damage coming down over top of the kill. Big damage onto Luster. However, he's going to be healing back up that Vamp Scepter. It looked like that Jarvan ult was their Jarvan ult, because Rookstout kind of ended up locking a lot of his melees into that Jarvan ult with it, where the MF was just being ulted on over top, you know?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Nice pressure, though.
Also, something to note would be Chaos and Lucid were pretty even on farm here. Chaos has actually managed to pick up 6 of these kills in these fights.
Right, he is very thick.
Yeah, he's already on the double AD crit items. He's going to be doing some serious damage in these team fights. Yeah,
and this is the type of build we want to see. Like, as soon as you get any sort of Leon MF, you want those big ticket items, those big ticket MF combo items where you're just ulting over top of the Skarner, over the Orianna, and should be really supporting your team from behind them. Works out walking over top. Abraham's really low though. He gets solo killed by Control. Oh my goodness. Abraham going for the big play. Doesn't quite have really any damage to deal with.
Actually, Abraham got caught out.
Pokemon over top. Misses the E over top. T-Skull is really low though. Gets ulted by the Ezreal and knocked out by the Jarvan.
Yeah, T-Skull looking to
I'm very
go around
surprised
that
Pokemon didn't just go for the ult. Once Jarvan ulted him, he could have just gone for the ult and stayed under tower. But
yeah,
Rips that a little bit more forward. Monkey now on the side gets beat back into it. Rips that takes so much damage from Chaos Storm though. Hippogriff going home for the flash taunt. It's not enough though. However, Hippogriff around the side taking a lot of damage. Taking so much damage. Here comes Lucid. Lucid's not going to have enough. He goes for the kill. Flashes in. Tries to get the finish on the Chaos Storm, but it's not enough damage. And wow, what a big turn. And the entire time Control just switched to pushing in the top lane. Now landing the E onto BludBathnBeyond. That Landry's taking on him. He's Janna that is super fast. He might be able to disengage this. Pokemon Panda is running forward as fast as his little legs will take him. Deciding it's not worth it. Now Control has no mana left. Now Abraham going for it as well. Gets the return solo kill, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's kind of what I was talking about here. I'm not going to necessarily say that the Titanic
first too far up. Yeah, Abraham ease back in. He has his ult coming back up soon. Abraham might just be totally out of position now. He's definitely just going to be dead here.
He
got way too greedy going for the Braum. Eased in to try and get him, and he doesn't have ult to be able to escape or flash.
Yeah, so like I was saying, the Titanic Hydra early, while is not necessarily the wrong decision, he cannot just jump into the team like that because he just gets absolutely murdered by Chaos and
he actually got 2-shot. I was absolutely baffled. Like you definitely called it. He's to a point in the game where he's starting to, that early driving damage is starting to fall off, and he can't immediately blow up people, and he just dies.
Yeah, and another thing to note is it looks like he's a little bit more afraid of control at this point, but honestly, just based on the fact that he's stacking magic resist, but Chaos is 9 and 2, and he has 0 armor. He's actually 0 armor in his build.
Oh my god. Chaos Storm has had just the perfect buys. Goes back, gets that rapid fire. Doesn't even have tier 2 boots, but has 3 crit items.
Yeah,
1 attack speed and 2 AD.
He is a monster right now in these fights.
Yeah.
So I do want to call attention real quick to the fact that in the top lane, Abarn was clearing that little 1v1. Abarn was clearing a pink,
Oh
and
my goodness.
Control caught him out. Control came around the corner, and he snagged him in the ulti, and then Abarn kind of had to go in.
Had to go for the engage. Didn't do
Yeah.
really any damage. Dude Mendigo's got chunked by that control to QW combo, and he's going to just be permanently playing this fight from behind now. And good vision control coming out from Team Control. Look at this ward coverage. Around the side, knows where the flank is coming from Akali, and she doesn't have a speed to be able to take it. A lot of damage coming down over top. Onto the front hand, onto the shield. Getting taunted up now, taking so much damage, but Hippogriff might just be distracting. Excuse me, Pokemon Panda might just be distracting. Oh my goodness, he's ulted him. He's sitting in the passive, and Hippogriff's definitely going to lose this fight. Gets the solo kill onto the top lane, and this fight is definitely going to be over. They're still going to look for it, though. Luke's pretty big as well. The Dragon coming over top, this is going to put them on still point if they get it. Controls around the side. Getting to go onto Elusive and to Rick's out. However, the Janna ult coming over top, she's going to be so much damage from this MF, though. Definitely going to be Control getting the cure with Chaos Storm onto the Jarvan. Now the jungler's out of the picture. Let's see if they go for it. No, the Monkey from over top. Akali's still around the side, maybe looking for a flank. Pokemon might be a little bit out of position. Gets Akali ult. It takes so much damage from the Akali, and Akali gets the kill. They're going to just go for the Dragon finish. Brahms is pretty tanky. Is he going to be tanky enough? Avarn walking forward with the passive. Goes for the execute onto him. Dies for it, though. Elusive dealing so much damage, so they're going to be able to clean up on this with Elusive on the Ezreal. T-Skull's just going to be able to run out. No, he's going to try and turn back in and help his mid laner, but Elusive cleaning up on the back end with, I believe, 3 total kills. Great job at the AD carry. This is going to have to be the Ezreal show.
Huge turnaround fight there from Tilted since Season 3 here. Actually, the TP coming in from Hippogriff as well. It looks like they may actually look to take at least an in-him turret here. I don't know that they'll be able to get much more than that with these short death timers.
Yeah, absolutely. And once he goes back, he's going to have that death stance, and he crucially have no healing reduction coming out from the side of Team Control. This Ezreal might just be able to carry this game.
Yeah, that is definitely something that Chaos is going to want to get very soon.
Absolutely. He's had great buys. He has that tabbies, excuse me, and let's just see if he's going to have the wherewithal to build that item that really enable his team to win. Because he can apply that item so easily.
Yeah, easily apply it to everyone on the team with that ultimate.
Now it's all about the Baron. Let's get that vision control. Let's make sure we're set up. Get our buys in, have those pink cords. Pokemon Panda walking forward, sees Hippogriff and Dude Mendigo around the side. Let's see if he goes for it as well. They're not going to be able to finish off the Grom. The E coming back over top. Hippogriff just goes for the auto and finishes this off. Now here comes the ult over top from the Mordekaiser onto the Janna. Janna's going to have to just live as long as she can. Controls around the side. She is definitely dead to rights, and they're not in a position to capitalize on the other side of the map at all. Let's see if they're able to take off this tier 1. The Shen ult coming over top, but Rookstaff's going to die before it comes through. Big fight over top. However, Elusive is 1 HP. Going for it. No, CDK was Chaos. T-Skull now is going to be dying to Elusive as well. Monkey's not going to make it in time. Abarn's definitely going to come over top and go for it. Monkey tries to jump to save him, but he's going to possibly just lose his life as a result. Elusive making big plays. Now his double bust. Going for Monkey. He's doing so much damage. He's going to go for it. Control has this ball in a good spot, but Abarn and Elusive might just 2v5 this entire team. Elusive now in the middle of it. Oh my god, the Orianna coming over top. Only hand Elusive. Now it's Elusive and Abarn. Gets the entire team. Elusive killing the entire team. This is just the Ezreal highlight reel. Oh my goodness, the entire time Hippogriff just split pushing in the bottom lane. Unbelievable plays by the mid and AD.
Inhib for sure, possibly even 2 with Hippogriff still pushing on the bot lane here. Chaos will be up shortly, so will T-Skull, but I don't know that they'll be enough to stop the second Inhib here.
Oh my goodness, it's the absolute hero plays coming out from the mid and the AD carry. They're fighting at a 2 champion deficit. There's no jungler, there's no Janna, and they just 2v5 the entire team of Control. Now this tower's looking like it's going to be gone. Chaos Storm is really strong. I think he just has to play these fights a little bit better to capitalize on his lead. But Elusive, no E, E's into the enemy team. However, he's so mobile with that Janna move speed as well. He's just going to be able to get out. Chaos Storm getting hit by every single Ezreal ult is taking so much damage. Elusive really looking like the hard carry on this team. They're going to be able to run back in, go for this inhib. Tokemon's coming in. Dude Mendigo's only level 10, however, at 29 minutes. So he is pretty weak, but it doesn't matter. His AD carry is level 15. Let's see if they're going to be able to go for the big flank. Deadman's play walking forward on T-Skull, but he's taking a lot of damage from Elusive. Oh my goodness, the big chunks coming from the WQ combo. Dude Mandigo's pretty slowed by that Braum pass, but the entire time this Ezreal damage coming over the top. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Control's caught. Does he have flash? Yes, he does. Nice flank by Rookstout. Coming over top, but the Braum is coming out here. Here Holly with the ult. Control's around the side. He's just going to be dead. As a result, the Channel Taunt coming up to secure all the rest of the kills. Great team fight. Nice flank. T-Skull is on their side. He's not going to be able to do anything. Chaos Armor is definitely going to be dead as well. The Ezreal coming over top. Abarn, Akali with that Janna shield on top of him, but they're just going to be able to force take this inhib. No Baron has been taken in this game, and 2 inhibs are down. What a clean team fight coming out from the
30-second
side.
death timers, they may be looking to end here.
That's unbelievable. Chaos Storm has to look for an ult at some point. Now here comes Shen from the top. He's going to be able to go for any sort of ult. Janna ult. No, they're going to go for the turret. Now Elusive popping in. Chaos Storm might just be dead. That last WQ, it doesn't land. They're going for the Nexus now. Chaos Storm is dead to the Ezreal Insight Fountain, and the game is just over. What a dominating finish. Oh my goodness. I want to see that Ezreal damage. That was insane.
That was a pretty crazy game.
Absolutely action-packed finish. Just non-stop fighting. What looks like outnumbered fights, but they just outplay them and go for these huge plays and just end up winning the game off of just mechanical prowess. And I gotta say, Abarn having some pretty rough plays in the middle of it, but that last flank around the side onto Control secures the Orianna before she's able to kill him, and there's that Ezreal damage doing over 1k damage per minute. Absolutely insane damage by the Ezreal.
Yeah, absolutely. That game was so back and forth. It looked neck and neck the entire time, but right at the end there, it was just a little moment where Control's team actually does find 2 very good picks. They snag the Janna and the Jarvan. However, they misplay a little bit in the fact that once they've found those picks, they don't collect themselves all together, and then they further take a couple 2v2s, a 2v1, and end up getting themselves picked off. And then Abraham's team is just able to slowly turn that into the inhib, into another inhib, and then they're not fighting as 5. Luciv and Abarn are both massive on these carries, and they're able to just slowly close out the game.
Yeah, great flanks, great playing to their win conditions, and just generally outplaying these little skirmishes, like you said. But that being said, we'll delve a little bit more into it with the next game in this series. It's 1-0 TSS3. We'll see you guys in a sec. All right, welcome back to the grand finals of TCL Season 1. We are watching TSS3 versus Team Control. What an insane first game, just absolutely action-packed. I feel like I never got a chance to take my breath, and all of a sudden it just exploded. But what happened?
Yeah, there was so much fighting going on there, so many back and forth solo kills and skirmishes in the side lanes. Both these teams are looking to make those aggressive plays, are looking to get that early advantage, and honestly, it was very back and forth. I mean, both teams had a very reasonable chance to be in that game, to win that game. It just came down to a little bit better decision making from AiBox's team, in my opinion.
I absolutely agree. There's that initial dragon play on the third dragon of the game where it looked like they really secured an amazing fight, basically killed 3 people, and then Luciv and Dude and Dingo basically just 2v5 the rest of the team, poking down so low that they can't continue the dragon. And then eventually with the Shen ult and a little bit of support coming from Stout from the bottom side, take a big fight and just level a lot of that gold difference and take the drag. And then, of course, can't forget those 2v5 heroics coming out from Abar and Luciv on the Akali and the Ezreal, and that eventually just really sealed the deal on the game.
And speaking of that Ezreal, Control team has gone ahead and banned it, which I think is definitely
I can't blame that at all. I think that's one of Luciv's best champ. He can play a lot of AD carries, but
Luciv doesn't like when I say it, but all the time I tell him that he is an Ezreal one-trick.
He's really good on the champ and really showed his chops on that. Doing, I think, like almost double the damage of anyone else in his team. So really the huge carry on the team.
Yeah, and so mostly, or not mostly, but a little bit of similarity in this draft where or the ban phase, I should say, where you see the Rise ban again from Control team, Soraka ban again, and then AiBox's team has also banned the Ornn again, and then notably they have banned the Shen in return. Because
I think that's smart because Pokemon and Control's team have the first pick on as the blue side, so I could definitely have seen that just go for the Shen. So
yeah, absolutely, I think that would have been the play had they left that Shen up. So I think Morgana ban again.
Morgana coming out again. I think they want to really enable their engage, and they don't want any sort of Morgana standing in the way of it. Notably, the Jarvan's still available for Rook Stout, so they're definitely not going to pick it for T-Skull. So with this next rotation, we might see the Jarvan come out, unless they have some other power pick in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta say, I think they'll probably. Oh, really? The Ashe pick early. That's not bad. I mean, Chaos has played some Ashe, and the Morgana notably is already off the table, although they have left up the Darius and Hippogriff.
Yeah, and Hippogriff's going to play it. Yeah, that's...
So Hippogriff's Darius is not bad.
It's one of his best champs.
Played. I will say we haven't seen a ton of him carrying on it. We've seen some reasonable plays. I think the biggest thing for Control's team here is they either need to pick a super comfort pick for Tokimon, or they need something that T-Skull can play aggressive on this Darius.
Yeah, there's the Jarvan coming out. So that first rotation, a lot of comfort coming out for AiBox's team, tilted since Season 3. That Darius on Hippogriff, he offers a lot of pressure in lane, and we saw Rook Stout coming top a lot. They might be going for dives this game. They might be going for that level 2 yet again. Tokimon's really got to watch a step.
Yeah, that'll be something that should... Last game, all of those kills went straight on the Jarvan, and it honestly ended up... Ooh, the Gnar pick.
Gnar. Oh my goodness, that's a real spicy pick. We haven't seen that one come out. Have we seen Pokemon play Gnar this entire tournament?
That's
really interesting.
I believe there's been 0 Gnar in TCL as a whole, and I don't believe I was aware of Pokemon playing this champion at all. I think that's good for them to grab the sedge in the first rotation here. So one thing to note about the Gnar pick, Gnar is very weak right now as a champion.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like playable, but if you want to
however, despite the fact that Gnar is very weak right now, it's probably the hardest Darius counter there is. If you play it correctly, Darius can never get in range of you in your range form. Unless it just flashes on you.
Yeah, you get that W move speed once you pop your passive. So I think I can definitely see the logic behind it. But my main concern with Pokemon Panda on this Gnar pick is he kind of has a similar dilemma to what he had last game. Where like, how does he now transition this lane phase into the mid and late game? How is he going to be able to play team fights? And we see the lobby.
Yeah,
now.
so
Interesting.
I'm curious what happened there. We did see a Talia pick from
That was definitely a mistake.
Control's team. I would assume that was possibly a mistake here.
Yeah. Curious what happened. Looking like we're just going to be right back into it. We still see the picks are back up, so it looks like we're going to be sticking with it. They just kind of backtrack a little bit. Do want to point out
I think
the lobby might be broken.
this is a little bit of a bug here.
Oh gosh. Well, hopefully things get replaced correctly, and we'll be moving forward into the game with some sort of speed. That being said, I do want to point out. Oh, the Talia's still there. They definitely. Hopefully, the players are looking at the right kind of thing. That being said, I kind of want to go back. I'm just not sure how Tokumon is going to be able to transition the star into the game. It's going to be great into the Jarvan. He's going to be able to ult people inside the Jarvan ult, which is going to look great. But it's going to be up to him to land those big game-changing ultimates, or hopefully otherwise build a split push build and be that threat.
Yeah, so I think Tokumon will play the champion fine. I mean, Gnar isn't an overly complicated champion. He's fairly straightforward, and then you auto attack, you throw your Qs, then you get your rage bar up, and you jump in, you ult. However, I will say I think the biggest thing that is going to determine whether or not this pick works is whether the game goes the same as the beginning of last game, which is something I was going to say.
Level 2 hard camps, yeah.
Yeah, on the Jarvan, all 3 kills of those early ganks went onto the Jarvan right away.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to catch back up and farm with the Tiamat build and was able to continue getting those successful ganks off. And if Shen had gotten those kills in return, I don't know that it would have made a huge difference. However, this game, if they donate those kills to Darius,
he's just going to
run
be
through.
terrifying. Yeah, he's going to run through the entire enemy team.
If so it looks like the Talia pick was
it's definitely just
not
a troll.
intentional. The Sejuani pick has come out instead for T-Skull, which, like I was saying, that's a good first rotation because they know it's going to get banned second rotation.
Exactly, and the LeBlanc ban coming out against Control as well. They don't want to give him any sort of roaming power, so he can help out his lanes. Especially when you have like something like an Ashnar, where they do have setup. They have the ability to kind of get in there and really help their jungler or their roaming mid laner.
Yeah, absolutely. See the Azir ban, the Ori ban, all the bans going to the mid lane. I assume it'll be another mid lane ban for Aburn here. I'm curious if they will attempt to ban the Akali after.
I don't think it was worth it.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything that was too incredibly threatening. If anything, I think we might actually see something a little more obscure for Maybarn, like a Lucian ban, if they don't want to deal with something a little more random like that.
Yeah, especially if Control wants to get back onto that comfort mage, we might see something like a Lucian pick, or a Lucian ban, excuse me, because Abraham he's shown that he can play it. Oh, the Twitch ban. I actually really like that a lot. Don't want to give Lucian that Twitch Janna combo where he can just stay alive forever. You go for the Senna.
For the Senna instead. I kind of would like to see, I think a Silas pick from Control could be pretty solid here.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that as well. But look, my thing is, if you pick Silas, TSS3 is really looking like they're trying to ramp up to an A-Barn-centric late game carry, right?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it's a little unfortunate for Control to have to blind pick here, but...
Exactly. But see what they end up going with, the Rakan Ashe combo against Janna Senna. That's an interesting pick.
This is 4 engaged champions coming out from Control's team here.
It's true. Yeah. Oh, they're going to go for that Lissandra, like you were saying. So I just want to point out pre-game, Blood. We were kind of talking about what kind of picks that Control might bust out, and we had a little bit of information that Control. Oh, they're going to go for the Akali again. Interesting. I like that a lot, actually. But in a sec, we kind of got a little bit of information that there's that hard late game scaling that we were talking about.
I don't know if that's going to be. I don't know if that's going to be locked in though. Really?
Yeah. That's kind of what we were talking about. Like they're really ramping up to something like that with the Senna, the Janna. They really needed that kind of pick within the mid lane. But
this would be interesting. I don't know if Control read that at all, but I think Lissandra is actually a pretty solid pick into Kassadin. I mean, obviously assassins do better against Cassidy.
Especially AD assassins.
Yeah, you want the early game Zed or Kiana or even Talon is a miserable one for Cassidy.
Talon absolutely just.
It's probably actually the worst one.
I think it's definitely the worst one out of those three. Yeah.
But of the mages that you play into Cassidy, I think Lissandra is going to be a pretty solid pick for a couple of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on? People.
I hope that those were that was just. I don't know. Anyways, regardless of whatever happened, all the picks are gonna have to remain the same.
I don't know. Maybe they'll give him leeway with Cassidy because we'll ask him a few questions and we'll get a little bit of information about what's going on here. I don't know what's going on with either of these teams. Unsurprisingly, it's Team Control and TSS3 that can't figure out quite how the client works.
The worst two teams in the league.
It's pretty much what we've come to expect from these jokers. But that being said, some really exciting team comps coming out. I kind of want to go back to the point where like Team Control really wanted to do something interesting with their picks in this game, and they picked the Orianna, which is a little more tame, especially from Team Control. That's one of his best champs. But the Lissandra coming out, he's going to be a real threat to roam. He's going to be a real threat to engage. He's going to just be really, really strong with that Lissandra passive if he can stay alive as well in team fights. And it's going to be up to TSS3 to either kill him or play around all of that AoE, all of that CC and damage coming out.
Yeah, so I have gotten confirmation here that the picks will remain the same, so the Cassidy pick is intentional, so we can continue to assume that was the same. We'll get through Champ Select here as quickly as possible.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it looks like we may have a little trouble getting into the game here. But
I'm not even going to speculate for what's happening. There's sometimes teams just operate on a different level of thinking. I can't even speculate what's going on inside their minds. They're just too next level for us.
They banned differently, and so they had to dodge to get the ban. When you have a redone draft, you have to ban the same way.
Yeah.
So
we can go back onto it and look at all of it correctly. It's all right. There we go.
Right. So, anyways, like I was saying about the Lissandra into.
So they didn't just ban differently. They banned a pick that was picked.
Oh yeah, did they? They banned the.
That's what it looked like happened. Oh goodness.
Okay.
The Ashe. Oh wow, that's some minting gameplay right there. Not picking up that Ashe.
Very interesting.
Right. Well, now we have even more space we have to fill. Thanks, team.
Yeah, right. Hopefully we don't get a fourth dodge here. But the Lissandra Cassidy matchup primarily is that Lissandra will shove him in very, very easily, very quickly, and then Lissandra has reasonable roaming power and a little bit of a similarity to Zac in that you can get some very interesting gank angles with her E. So I think it is on Control this game to get those early plays off where he's going to shove Abarn in quickly, which he does tend to do a pretty good job on.
Right.
But then to follow up that, he's going to need to roam on these other picks. And primarily, I'd like to see him roaming top lane a lot.
I was going to say that as well. Punish his Darius pick.
Yeah, and Lissandra is an excellent pick into Darius. It's a little scary just because you do have to remain fairly close range to him. However, you do have so much CC that you can pile on top of him that I think the Gnar and Lissandra should be able to murder the Darius pretty easily.
Yeah.
Should they go on the sideline.
Especially, Darius is definitely going to just be hard-kited kind of moving on into the game. So Hippo has to make something happen early. So I could definitely see Rook Stout coming top lane early, trying to snowball this Darius pick, because that's kind of what he has to do. If he doesn't get ahead and become the mid-game, kind of overcome this Cassidy in mid-game and early game, where he can be the threat in that mid-game transition until he falls off and Cassidy's able to take over.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if Hippogriff does get very fed on this Darius, I will say as an avid Darius player myself, this is not the kind of team comp I'm excited to play Darius
so
into.
Tough.
Where you have 4 ranged champions and Sejuani is your only chance to get your passive stacked up on. So as long as T-School doesn't give Darius the opportunity to get his free passive stacked up, it could be a very difficult game for Hippogriff to get in.
I think Rakan does count as melee. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but he's a champion that's gonna.
Sure. He's not necessarily autoing the Sejuani target. So
yeah, he's gonna stay at a ranged distance. Because technically you could say Gnar is like half and half, but really he's ranged.
Exactly. Hopefully in a team fight he's going to be throwing out a little bit of those autos. But I also want to point out it's an interesting kind of situation where Abarn's kind of be doing this thing where he kind of is not in the game for, I don't know, like 17, 18 minutes or something like that. Yeah, he's going to group for objectives. He's going to be doing something, but he's not the kind of mid-game strength that Akali has that in the previous game. And so, especially moving into the late game, if they're still in some sort of gold even state of the game, he's going to be going for those flanks and popping over the wall and one-shotting people. So where maybe the Lissandra lockdown doesn't matter as much. Maybe it doesn't matter if she just holds him, like, because he's going to have already killed everyone at that point.
Yeah, we'll see if it gets to that point late enough. I think that any given champion on AiBox's team is going to really struggle when they try and go in. And so when Jarvan, Kassadin, and Darius are all struggling to get in, and you have a Senna as your ADC, sure Senna has good range and she does reasonable damage, but she's no hard carry. She's no Caitlyn that's going to be outputting some serious damage from that distance. And so as a whole, I honestly like Control's comp better here, especially in the early and mid game. They should have no reason to be getting that late into the game in this game that Senna starts getting an absurd amount of souls, or that Kassadin gets to his 3, 4, 5 item power spikes that he will become massive on.
And I want to see Chaos with early healing reduction, because the way they lose these mid game team fights is because, like, the way Senna Jan are going to be, they're going to be behind everyone else, enabling the Darius in the mid game around these dragon fights, these Rift Herald fights, to kind of just be in the middle of the enemy team, healing up with his Q, applying his passive stacks, and just one-shotting people. So if they don't have healing reduction, he's going to be able to do that. That's just an execution thing where you can trust teams at this level. You can trust Team Tilted in Season 3 to execute on the level where if you allow them to run over you without healing reduction, they're going to do that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And we've said it many times before in these leagues, and I'll say it again. You need to get healing reduction in this game right now. I mean,
there's so much healing between Conqueror and Death Dance. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. So I want to see very, very early executioners from the Ashe, possibly honestly, one way to really...
the Gnar?
Yeah, I would say one way to continue to bully the Darius if you get any kind of a lead is just grab that early executioners, and then he even starts to struggle to 1v1 you when you're melee for him as well.
Yeah.
So,
but that being said, crucially, I mean, if Senna gets ahead, she still does a good chunk of damage. If Titania Skill is really the only, like, quote unquote super tank within this team composition, so if Senna's able to get sufficiently far ahead, and Sejuani is able to just kind of fall behind, then all of a sudden Senna looks like a real threat as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Notably, Hippogriff has gone for the Ghost on the Darius, which
classic Hippogriff.
Classic Hippogriff. However, in this matchup, that is one way to help yourself out a bit with the Gnar.
Yeah, probably going to be pushing that level 2, and maybe going for that level 2 cheese that we always see when Darius take Ghost.
Yeah, and then another thing to note would be the difference of the Ignite versus TP in the mid lane, which would be pretty standard. I mean, it's pretty standard to see a Kassadin with Teleport, Lissandra with Ignite. Although Lissandra does go TP sometimes. The biggest thing is just going to be the fact that Control does have that kill pressure, whereas AiBox is just going to be looking to farm in the lane.
Yeah, and crucially, also, he's much more difficult for Rookstout to gank this game. Rookstout can't just walk in and press R like he did on the Orianna. Oh, they're looking for a little tricky 3-man thing. They see the Kassadin there. Let's see if AiBox decides to walk forward for any sort of ward. No, they're just going to stick with their hard 5-point.
I think they're waiting. He's going to come forward. He did it last game. They did this exactly same thing for him last game.
Oh, he's just dancing around. No, he's probably just going to be looking to go into lane. But it looks like he's supposed to be forced to start topside. There's still ways going to get bottom in time for that buff. So I wonder if Gnar sticks around to help him. It gives up a little bit of lane prio. Oof. Nope. There, no dice. AiBox just playing that 5-point, protecting the invade. Now Jarvan's starting top as well. T-Skull, is he going to be able to make it? He looks like he's still looking to start bot side.
No, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be able to make it. Yeah. I called that really poorly. That being said, the fleet footwork, trying to get AiBox through a little bit of that early damage with his magic shield, just to be able to not even take a trade, just to live any sort of trade damage coming through.
Yeah, I mean, the fleet footwork is pretty typical on Kassadin, and it gives you a decent little bit of sustain, especially because it doesn't scale crazy well on AP, but it scales reasonably. So in the mid game, you can start getting. Oh, he took taste of blood as well for the extra
Exactly.
length of sustain.
That's definitely what you're going to be saying on Caston. It's just, ooh, T-Skull walking forward. He catches the invade. Rook Stout wards over the wall, knows that he's caught out. Nars not quite in position to help, but Rook Stout not sure he wants this fight. Darius is pushed forward a little bit, but the
Yes,
blue buff pushes
I
back.
like to see this from T-Skull. Rather than going for the very greedy clear,
Yeah,
he has
goes
decided
buff
to buff and then finds that
Pokemon might be too far forward. Hippogriff hits that level 2, walking forward, risks that around the side to support, but it's not the right position, so they just call it off.
yeah,
T-Skull still playing that blue buff.
Pokemon has his E at this point. He should be fine to just get out. And at this point, Rook has now only taken the one camp. Actually, Rook is looking for a mid lane gank.
Yeah, nice ward by Control. Aware of where the jungler is and knows where he can't be. So Control walking around that bot side might lose a little bit of this wave in XP. Rook's that walking forward. He's going to go for the EQ as well. Lands the knockup onto him. Has the rev up slow as well. The electrocute coming down over top onto Rook's Stout. Rook's Stout might just get this on his own. He's going to go for that. Get the first blood onto Control. What a play by Rook's Stout.
Wow.
Control loses so much for that too. Had the Ignite and not the TP, he's going to lose a huge wave because he had that wave pushed up. Great job by Rook's Stout.
That is a great. That's Jarvan. That's level 2 Jarvan for you with a red buff. That's why
Goodness
Jarvan.
gracious.
That is exactly why Jarvan is such a bully in the early game.
Right. How he has 4 CS, T-Skull has 16, but you know, first blood on the mid laner, and you're getting that casted into a spot where he can play the game. That's the most important thing. Caston's now a sizable amount up in both experience and CS.
Yeah. Another thing to note is the. I think you can tell a little bit on the comfort in the top lane here. Massive CS difference coming out.
Oh goodness, yeah, for sure. Sejuani coming into the mid lane might be looking for Avarn Royals. Well, Avarn doesn't have flash, but here comes that Sejuani passive over top. Rook's Stout's coming to support though. He lands the knockup yet again. Control's going to be dead. The kill goes over onto Caston. T-Skull under Control with not enough damage. Look at that level difference coming out, not playing an absolute chance.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. I think it's honestly just a matter of Control is not expecting Rook to be so aggressive on him, but Rook's doing just that, and I think it'll continue. So if Control doesn't turn it around right now and be like, hey, I'm going to get camped here, he's just going to keep getting his kills over.
Yeah, and we're 4 minutes in, and we already have a 1k advantage in favor of TSS3. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that is 600 gold difference in the mid lane and 400 in the jungle.
Yeah, 2 deaths coming out for Control. It's not what you want, especially one of those going over to Caston. He's going to be able to get some sort of mana item, sustain item, and he's going to be very difficult to kill from here on out.
I was going to say he could be greedy here and go for the tier, but
No,
he's just going to go ahead and get the Catalyst for the Rod of
The
Ages.
Catalyst is much smarter. Give you that extra sustain and that extra pool to work with, because you're going to be healing quite a bit already with that fleet plus the Taste of Blood.
Yeah, and you can go tier on Caston and it's still very reasonable. It's just this is a game that would be very dangerous to do so when you've got such a late game scaling comp.
Right.
It just pushes your late game off even further.
Yeah, and that's another thing to think about, right? That's they're winning the early game with this late game comp, especially around mid lane. Just because I'm not sure if it's like a fair assessment, but it looks like just a jungle pressure and jungle difference coming through.
Yeah, and I'm seeing here that Rook has decided to go again for that early Tiamat, which again, it's not necessarily a wrong decision. It's fine. It helps you clear. Jarvan is pretty bad at clearing.
I'll keep going through, eating back forward, and Hassens to also root Sadie carry. Now Jarvan coming over top, knows that's going with the ward. Now clears it out, has the Tiamat build like he went last time.
Yeah, so Jarvan's pretty bad at clearing Wraiths, or Raptors, I should say. So that'll help him farm pretty efficiently. I'm just a little worried that he will do the same path as last game, and he will go jungle item into Titanic, and then he'll be far too squishy and just get murdered when he tries to go in. Because like we were saying in the pregame, they're already going to have trouble getting in. Like, he needs to go for a much more tanky defensive build so that when he does go in, he doesn't just get insta-popped. Yeah, and like you said, that's it. This TS difference top. Tokemon's really just using his Q to farm the wave when he could be using that to effectively apply his passive. Now taking a lot of damage, gets hit by that blade, that healing coming out from Hippogriff. Nice little range tremor. Oh, Hippogriff going for it though. Flashes forward, has a full stacks passive on it. Doesn't quite have enough to go for the full kill onto him, but that passive taking down doing so much damage. Tokemon's about to go Mega here. He doesn't have a Z up, so he can't go in again on full engage, but he is going to get the kill. Go for it, but He could go for it if Hippogriff steps anywhere near a wall.
Mhm.
He could 100% kill him here.
Yeah, no flashes for either top laner, but ultimately still a victory for Hippogriff. Now double in CS on this Gnar. Abarn walking forward, still has a CS lead in this mid lane despite the fact that you would expect it to go the other way, but those early ganks really changing the landscape of what's happening. Now Elusive working toward that Manamune, the full BF sword. Chaos Storm really favoring this Essence Reaver build, interestingly, rather than the Vork Prudence. I want to say I mean it's definitely not a bad build, especially against team comps like this where you have a lot of damage and maybe not as much early tank potential. But the crucial thing you have to be doing with the Essence Reaver is that you have to be looking for picks constantly. That's the idea, right? Like you have that CDR route and you have the ability to constantly be throwing out hot shots, throwing out ults, and just forcing the issue, which your team has built to be able to do. Now Rookstout coming in on the invade, sees T-Skulls available, goes for the EQ combo, both Red Bust on the junglers. Darius coming over to support, TP coming in from Tokamon Panda. Rookstout is definitely the winner in this situation. Hippogriff over the side, he's going to go for the pull over the wall. Tokamon Panda's around the side. Control is coming to help, but so is Cassidy. This blue buff might just be a lost cause. Abarn is pretty low, but here comes Rakan around the side. Still has the flash onto the Cassidy, and they don't even go for it.
Yeah, in the end that turns out pretty poorly for
yeah, losing a teleport.
Losing the teleport and the blue buff. So despite the, again, the same thing has happened, despite the unfortunate like first minute for
Here
Rook.
comes the Kron W over top on the Elusive, and shielding comes through, and it's not any damage really at all. The Ashe passive coming over, they're still the east, it pretty hard. Now here comes the Q coming through, Elusive has forced the flash back out, Dumandigo's probably just dead here. Ashe are using the arrow, Dumandigo flashing away, but Elusive is dead as a result. The cleanse coming through, and it's a
Huge
double kill,
play.
2v2. Great
Huge
job.
play from the bot lane there. Very well played. They had T-Skull coming up behind to support as well. Very well played from Control's bot lane there.
Every single summoner blown on the fact. Here comes the Ghost coming over top. Tokamon Panda is probably in a spot where he can fight this, but he has a mini wave that he can jump on, but he's getting stacked up. He's just dead here. Yeah, here comes the. He's going to go for Mega as well.
Oh no,
he's
the Mega
go for the return kill. Oh, Hippogriff Bailey gets the kill and lives through it as a result with triumph.
That is
so close.
That is a little bit of a misplay there from Pokemon Panda. He tries to throw him into the wall, and he's a little too far away. He should have thrown him back into the turret there.
Stun, absolutely, yeah. Oh, that was so close.
Hippogriff saying my heart in chat.
Yeah, Hippogriff absolutely 1 HP, barely surviving. Definitely would have died to minions if he hadn't got that Q heal plus Triumph coming through. But it's still a solo kill. Call it a solo kill and execute.
Oh no, Rook!
Oh no! We should have had that as a stat. Like how many executes have we had in this?
Very few, especially jungle executes.
That's unfortunate. Hopefully we can go back over in the replay and see exactly what happened there. Just because I want to.
Yeah, I'm looking at it again. He honestly just wasn't even close to clearing this game. He tried to kill the big raptor first rather than just clearing the little ones, and the little ones just got.
We still love Joe anyways. Notably, no real jungle pressure happening at the top. This is just a pure 1v1. Might be a pretty difficult situation for Pokemon. Gets hooked yet again. Now gets hit by the full Q. Has the Rage Bar coming up. However, Hippogriff has that phase move speed and is able to walk away with the Merc Treads. Interestingly, instead of gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? The Ninja Tabbies. Domingo walking forward, getting a little bit of a slow. It does land the knockup. This Scuttle looks like it's in favor of Team Control. 2 kills now onto Chaos. Well on his way toward an Essence Reaver.
Yeah, I actually missed when they got that first dragon there.
They ended up taking it while Tokamon was dying. Ooh, the Central coming over top. Abarn might be in a bad spot, but he is just out with the ult over the top. Monkeys now here to save the day. Flashing over the wall. Abarn flashes out, but it's a full collapse. Does he be able to get his ult back up? No. T-Skull ends up securing the kill onto Cassidy. Maybe not ideal. Definitely wanting to go over to either Chaos or the Control of Sandra, but Rookstat on the upside.
They did burn literally everything they could, except for maybe a couple flashes in order to get him all 4 ultis.
Yeah, probably worth,
Yeah, as long as
up in CS.
Yeah, as long as there's no like fights or skirmishes in the next minute or so, they'll definitely be worth it. But
yeah, they give up pressure and lose that. Monkey taking a lot of damage, but oh my goodness, what is that?
So much damage.
So much damage onto Elusive. Elusive is taking like half of his health bar just from like 3 autos. Now Control's in a weird spot, but he has T-Skull coming to help him. Does he have ult? He doesn't have ult back up again. Neither does T-Skull. They might be looking for a fight here. They definitely cannot take this. Monkey is coming to support with Chaos Storm, but Control might just be dead as a result. He has no flash, and he is definitely dead. Here comes Ristap walking everyone in with that ult. Chaos Storm and Monkey are just going to bail. There's like, our team is dead. There's nothing else.
Yeah, they need to
out
get
of
out.
office. Yep. There's no Ash Arrow, crucially. I'm not sure when that was burned, but...
Ash Arrow was burned on the Kassadin kill. He ulted when Kassadin was at like 1 HP.
Oh goodness, and it's placed for the Kassadin.
Yeah, Kassadin's gonna be.
That was
very
definitely greedy.
strong, yeah.
Ooh, goodness. Doom to go pretty low. Hypocrite
Oh, the
flashing
flash.
in. Now here comes the Glacial coming through. It goes coming through. Monkey's going to go to try and save his AD carry. He's out of mana though. Chaos Storm walking back into the team. That was definitely a questionable move. Now Flash, W coming over top. Doom goes pretty low. He's going to be able to secure the kill. Yeah, Hypocrite's going to finish it off. Here comes the Senna ult over top. Doom goes 1 HP. That's super sad. And the Rift Herald coming over top. Let's see if he gets the ult. Doesn't quite get the Ash Arrow. No sums onto the Ash. He might just have to leave. Doom is playing a dangerous game. Hippogriff tops now has to be and go topside. Elusive is taking a lot of damage from the Ash. Chaos Storm's looking for it. Oh, might be able to take it. No, the Janna heal over top, and Elusive just goes and gets the kill. Unbelievable.
Yeah, during all of that, mid lane tower goes down as they drop the rift on it. So we're looking at
Wow, what's that gold diff looking mid?
about 1.5 for both
Yikes.
mid and jungle.
Yeah, the last thing you can do in this game is accelerate the Kassadin, because even if the game state looks fairly even right now, which it's really not, it's almost a 3k difference. The fact that they have Kassadin makes this game so much more difficult to play.
Another 1k in the top lane too.
Yeah, there's that CS difference, and 2 kills now on the Darius for that full Black Cleaver.
Yeah, very very scary situation for Pokemon to be in, especially when Darius has decided to go Ghost.
Yeah, I think they needed to go top with this Sejuani to crunch this Darius early, especially when you have a Gnar available to you that you can just actually set that up. But
like I was saying in the pregame, I would have liked to see a lot more roaming from Control here, especially potentially going top lane. But at this point, I mean, he did have a pretty rough early few levels with Rook just kind of killing him level 2
over and over. Yeah.
Yeah, and then returning right away. So it is a little tough for him to roam.
T-Skull might be in a bad spot. Hippogriff around the side 3 levels up on Mystic Hook, so T-Skull is just out.
Yeah,
Just a little bit of damage. The Dragon is looking rough though for Team Control. I want to point out that one of the reasons they're also behind is because they took that fight in the river 2v4 or something like that without any ultimates. Definitely should have just cut their losses and left at that point. But the Dragon is going to go over in favor of Team Tilted since Season 3. Try and focus some efforts mid lane. Ooh, here comes Ristad over top. Lands the ult. Big ult over top onto the backline of Control and Chaos. Chaos doesn't have flash. He's just going to be locked up. Abarn flashing into the enemy team. He's going to be able to secure the kill onto Chaos Storm. T-Skull now in the middle of the enemy team. Hippogriff is absolutely running train. Abarn gets yet another kill on the back end. That's double kill for the Kassadin. And a 4-for-1. What a great lockdown by the Jarvan. Nice engage. Forces the issue with his team and trades 4-for-1.
Yeah, decent engage there. Then also there's just not really a position for any follow-up from Control's team there. I mean, Pokemon Panda is a little too far away, gets Mega a little late, can't come in and get that ultimate. He needs to be in the front line with his team for when that Jarvan ultimate comes out.
Exactly.
Which, at this point, with as behind as Control is, and as much as he's struggled in this game, they kind of need to be playing through Chaos at this point.
Yeah, and you definitely have to be that situation where the only people that Jarvan was on was the back line. The entire, the rest of the team. Monkey was in the front line, Tokon was kind of around the side, T-Skull was in the middle of the entire enemy team. And they just have to play a little bit more front to back, kind of turn back onto the Jarvan instead of, I understand their comp is a little more dive, but they can't execute on that right now when the Kassadin and the Jarvan are killing everyone behind you.
Yeah, this is absolutely a scenario where front to back actually would function quite well for them when the Jarvan goes in kind of by himself like that. If they have all 4 members aside from T-Skull in the back just kill him instantly, they're honestly kind of fine to just wait out. And T-Skull will go in by himself as a full tank and will die, but should be able to stall a little bit. I mean, they don't have a real tank killer between Abarn and Elusive. Senna doesn't really function well against tanks, and Kassadin is fine against tanks, but he's not going to kill them the way like a Cassiopeia or Ryze would.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's how they need to be playing these fights, is let T-Skull just stall while Jarvan goes in. If they trade junglers, then they can just further kite out the Darius fight, attempt to kite out the Kassadin, if Gaston gets too close. Wow, Abarn has actually decided to get greedy and go for that late tier.
I actually think it makes sense. I mean, he's like full, basically like half item ahead. Tokamon going in, pops his ult onto Hippogriff, lands a little bit of stun, takes a little bit of that tower damage. But here comes Jarvan over top, but T-Skull's just going to be able to Q back out. Abarn coming to support, and they definitely cannot take this 3v3. This is the strongest side of the map for TSS3. They might just have to be forced to give up this tower with T-Skull getting super low. Abarn popping up, very, very strong. Has TP as well, but can look for a late TP into the bottom side. Actually, you see that deep bird behind the Ashe and the Rakan. That's not kind of what the play I want to see him make. But now they're kind of coming backwards. He must not have noticed that that was there. Doesn't matter. Their team is far enough ahead. They're just basically stalling for objectives, not forcing the issue too much. Walking forward, gets a little bit of that glacial prop onto Chaos Storm. This is just the slow spot line right here between the Janet W, the Chaos Storm Ashe, plus the Glacial Augment. Oh, here comes the 4-man though. Lands a nice Monkey, lands a lot of CC over top. Lucifer tries to flash back out to survive, and he does for a really long time. Chaos Storm's taking all of the turret damage, flashing back out, gets the shield. Abarn is here with the support. He might be looking for control. He has the ult. Is he going to go for it though? Doesn't. He just decides to get back out. Nice,
yeah, that was
clean dive coming over top.
That was a pretty big play there from Control's team. That's exactly what they need to be doing at this point when they know Darius cannot follow up.
Meanwhile, a lot happening up here. Doesn't land a slow up on Hippogriff. Forward slashes back over the wall, and now here's the full stack. Pokemon's definitely dead. Nice. Yet another solo kill into the hands of Hippogriff, and that's what they really needed to avoid. Abrams run side might be looking for a little bit more. Monkey's coming here as well. Chaos Storm has to play really safely there because Abarn might just one-shot him. Now Abarn might just be one-shotting Monkey as well. He's going to be looking for more. Sejuani's around the side. Monkey is pretty low, but Abarn is just going to have to be forced to Q back out without a tower. Or excuse me, ult back out.
If Abarn looked like he was waiting for Chaos to get close so he could go in on him. Oh, he's re-engaging.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to be forced to fight now. And he's going to give a shutdown over
That's
to the...
huge shutdown.
Oh my goodness.
600
that was
gold
way
over
too
Chaos.
greedy.
yeah, and I was gonna say it was greedy in the initial too. He looked like he was waiting for Chaos to get close so he could ult on him, but if he just burned all his damage on Monkey, he kills him. Monkey got really low there.
Exactly. He got really greedy. He looked for the AD carry, but Chaos Star did a great job of not putting himself in harm's way and just letting his support and the jungle support coming and kind of do all the work. You just play around the side, press W.
The shutdown has been claimed by Chaos, and now Control has gotten himself a kill and is on the board now, so we're not really seeing the CS gap close at all, but it's staying about the same, which in the end is very good for Control's team, despite it being the late game. I mean, obviously they need to try and catch up where they can, but a difference between like 16k and 24k is very different than the difference between 30 and 34.
Absolutely. So that's a very promising sign. However, they need to start contesting these objectives. They're not in the time to be able to get the vision out, but they see what's happening around the side. They know what's going on. But here comes Darius on the big flank. He might be looking for something there. They know that he's there. He's absolutely warded up, but he is on his own in the middle of the enemy team. Are they going to go for the smite? Yeah, Rickstad still wins anyways, but Hipgriff's kind of getting kited between this Gnar and Ashe. He's dead on the backside, but Abarn's in the middle of the enemy team. A big shutdown coming over top. Cannabis and kind of getting shut down as well. Abarn's still very, very healthy though. He's going to go for the control. Triple kill onto the Cassidy. Re-engage over onto... Oh my god,
maybe a penta.
Abarn is 1 HP. He's going to be able to go for it. Doesn't matter. Lucid is in the middle of it. Going for the penta kill. Here comes the Abarn penta kill on the Cassidy. What an excellent performance. Stays super healthy the entire time until the very end. Almost dies to the Tokamon Panda, but Luciv walking forward, securing that penta for his mid-laner.
Yeah, the fight started out pretty well for Control's team. That was exactly what they needed to do. They hard kite the Darius out. Chaos picks up the shutdown on Darius as well, and they get the kill. They get the fight through the front line. However, no one's really paying attention to Kassadin during this time, and Kassadin is able to just clean up the
just
fight.
too large at this point. He has those double mana items now, and he's gonna be building towards something really, really game breaking.
Notably, Chaos did decide to go for that Executioner, so I do like to see that.
That's great to see. I also, while we're talking about AD carry itemization, Lucifer's going for that full lethality build. Doesn't...
I think T-Skull might have seen him there.
Yeah, I think he saw him and just like, I don't want any part of it.
He decided to just let him go. Wow, Abarn bases with that pentakill and just buys a straight void staff.
Straight void staff. That's just like that's one of those items that he could have gotten like Death Cat components, but it's one of those items just like I'm not gonna lose the game now. Like with this buy, I actually physically cannot lose this game as Kassadin.
Right.
Especially when he's with his tier stacking up.
Yeah, and that's going to make a huge difference for AiBox. AiBox does not want to go in by himself into the backline because he will just get Lissandra ulted, especially because he is not built to Zanya's. So he'll just get murdered if he goes in the backline. So what he wants to do is help the team kill T-Skull as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
And once they've gotten through the front line, go through.
Oh, he's looking for something here. Ult over the wall. Now T-Skull's there, though. He's there to help. But do they have Lissandra coming in? No, Kia's just going to die to that. Oh my goodness. Here comes the center ult over top, and AiBox just running rampage through everyone. He's 1 HP. Is Ignite going to be enough to take him down? Yeah, Monkey gets the shutdown. Topan Panda is pretty low, though, and Lucian's pretty strong.
Control's here.
Control's around the side. He's going to be able to hit onto Doom and Zigo. The Mikhail's coming out, saving up this. Oh my god, this Janna. Lucy dealing so much damage, though. Janna lives 1 HP. There's no Lissandra ult. Now T-Skull flashing back over the wall. Rick's out, coming with the ultimate over top. Hippogriff hasn't been in the fight, but now here he shows up. He is very strong as well. Can't underestimate this Darius. Dubinigo lived the entire time. That's the power of Janna.
Yeah, they need a defensive item on that Ashe as quickly as possible. If Ashe can just live a little bit longer there, kill AiBox, and then possibly are able to leave without losing so much, but at that point, AiBox just comes in and does about 3/4 of his health with his three abilities that he lands. So
yeah,
basically, if Chaos can either grab the Hex Drinker or the Phantom Dancer as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and he's going on to the Rakan now. Very, very strong Monkey. Here comes the TP coming out from Nar, but I think it's a little too late to save his Baron. Oh, nope, the Baron's not even close to that. They look like they were all on it. Lucius around the side. Senna does it really slowly. They're going to trust the go button with his Janna. Here comes Hippogriff.
Oh, Hippogriff misses.
But it doesn't matter. Monkey's in the middle, misses his W. Lucius around the side, doing so much damage. Control from the middle of it. Ult himself. Dude, and Lucius rolls pretty low. Hippo. He's going super low, though. This Captain is just going to be too much. He's going to ult back into the back line. He's going to be able to kill Chaos Storm. Control's in the middle of it. Lands a little bit of damage. Gets a kill onto his exclusive, but it's not enough because Cassidy exists.
Honestly, a pretty good play from Control there overall to go in and get that like 2-3 AoE abilities onto 3 or 4 people. Unfortunately, he's just too far behind at this point that it doesn't really make a difference. And AiBox, no one can really touch him. I mean, they don't really have, if the Lissandra ult does not go down onto AiBox, they don't really have much to lock him down and then to further press damage on top of him to kill him while he's locked down, and he's just getting roam freely at this point.
I'm struggling to see a way that he's gonna be able to save this inhibitor. AiBox coming over top, pull Lissandra passive over them. Here comes with Rakan ult. AiBox's gonna be able to ult back out though. He's pretty strong, but the Sejuani ult is usually coming down over top. And, oh my goodness, the shutdown going to the Sejuani yet again.
Yeah,
very unfortunate.
Take the.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Really wanted that on Chaos Storm the entire time. Baron's being taken. Losing an inhib, getting the shutdown, but it goes on the jungler and also losing Baron. I don't know, Blood. What I was saying is like I'm struggling to see a way that they can win this game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even at this point, if they were able to like snag this dragon real quick and then go for a soul, like Cloudrick is not going to be the same kind of soul as Infernal that's going to get you back into the game. I mean, movement speed is nice, but it's not going to help you against a Kassadin.
Rush that around the side. They might be setting up a trap, but it's just Control and Monkey. Chaos Storm isn't quite there, and it's the full basically 42. Rookstout coming over top with the full EQ. Big CC coming down over top, and Monkey is dead. Rookstout's in the middle of the enemy team. Tokemon's doing his best to kill people. Chaos Storm is dead. Control goes in and dies as a result, and they have enough chase with the Senate E. Rookstout with the EQ as well. Big, nice ult coming in. Not ult, but it's like just too little, too late.
Yeah.
Just gets taken down afterwards, and it's another dragon in favor of TSS3.
Yeah, and I did notice that fight that Rook has super minions on their base as well. Rook did not do the same thing as last time. He did not go straight for the Titanic. He decided to get some more defensive stats.
Very smart.
I definitely agree with that. And you can see in that fight there that when he goes in, he doesn't just insta-die to the enemy team.
Yeah, the only one who can kill him in this game is Chaos anyways. Oh my goodness, T-Skull is taking so much damage from AiBox. AiBox with that level 15, almost level 16, and it's super scary. T-Skull just out of position and dies as a result. His team can't support them because they're playing supers on their Nexus turrets. And it's another inhib.
Yeah,
AiBox unkillable. Hippogriff walking forward, maybe looking for a big pull. Getting slowed to hell though. Okay, AiBox ulting in with that E damage takes a third of Chaos Storm's health. They still have Baron this entire time. They're going to be looking for something. The double root coming over top onto Chaos Storm and Control. They might be looking for the end,
but he's already half HP.
Yeah, just this poke coming down. The Ashe W is coming over top. Monkey looking for the engage, goes over onto the Darius. Rick's not going over. Nice snarl on the backline. Gets a lot of kill, gets Dude Indigo, but Roots is just kiting him out. Controls in the middle of the enemy team, and the entire time Cass is in the backline, killing off the entire enemy team. T-Skull is now alive again, but he's not going to be able to do anything. This Cass is way too strong. He's so tanky too, taking so much damage from turrets. Basically dies just the turret damage. Now here's Hippogriff for the triple kill. It secures.
Yeah, that'll be the game. And I would like to
goodness.
point out once again, Chaos has gone for the BF sword into his third item. And not that it's going to make a massive difference to have a little bit of defensive stats, but Aburn did kill him in like 3 hits. So
Yeah,
even
exactly.
having that Hex Drinker is going to make Aburn at least go through a second rotation of his spells before he kills you, gives you a little more time to get some damage off.
I wanted to bring it up at the beginning of the draft because I just wasn't sure about the Ash pick as a whole. I think with the way that their team plays, he potentially could have been on something else that would have offered either more mobility or just more protection for this team in general. But nonetheless, very dominating performance coming out yet again from TSS3. Looked very strong, kind of bought their cast in a lot of space with mid lane from repeated ganks to their jungler. And yeah, just kind of carried it through.
Yeah. Big chunk of damage from Aburn, not quite as much as Lucive's last game, but
Not quite. Yeah,
overall
Lucive
what
with,
you might expect.
Senna. Yeah, and Lucive with that spell shield as well, with that lethality item, looks great.
Yeah. I gotta say, going into this next game, Control's team is down 2-0 at this point, so this is kind of their last chance. I would like to see a little different draft strategy. Primarily, they can't let the Darius go through again, because obviously Pokemon Panda was not able to function well into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so other than that, I don't think they should change up too much. I don't think they need to go ahead and ban the Kassadin. What I think they need to do is keep things similar, but then also put Control on something he can hard carry on, and then also
Absolutely.
put Chaos on something he can carry on as well. Because Chaos, Ash is a interesting kind of champion that she can do a lot of damage, a ton of damage if she's left alone, but she's very, very immobile. And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'd like to see something a little more safe potentially for Chaos here.
They could
Because
potentially
he
drop
has
the Soraka ban and instead ban the Darius as well, and so they can keep
Possibly.
their Ezreal, they can keep their Rise bans, and just get rid of the Darius.
Yeah, possibly. They need to do something slightly different though. They can't.
Exactly.
Or they honestly, one thing you can do when you get this late into a series like this is they've shown that they're going to play the same thing in a couple spots. Like for example, Rick's just going to play Jarvan every game he can, right? So you could just turn around and ban that instead and see what else he can play.
Good, yeah, and because he's had so much early jungle pressure, that's really enabled his lanes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that being said, that's 2 games for TSS3. It's looking really, really strong. Let's see if Team Control can make some adjustments going into the game 3 into this best of 5 series and really come up with a reverse sweep. We'll see you guys in a sec.
And as we
Welcome back, everyone, into the third game here in this series. AiBox's team is now up 2-0 to Control's in our best of 5. So Control's team a little bit of kind of backs to the wall scenario right here, where they got to win the next 3 games if they want to have a chance at this. It hasn't looked like there was serious stomps from AiBox's team. I mean, they definitely have a chance here, but they need to go back to some of the stuff that was working for them during the regular season.
Yeah, Game 3 has always been the game that's been the most pivotal within these best of 5 series in TCL, because it's really this game that decides the mentality of how Game 4 works. That's why we've really only seen 3 once. It's because once that game 3 happens, it really kind of dictates how each team is feeling with the drafting, their mentality, and their fortitude kind of going into it. So I think whoever comes out on top of this game, obviously if it's AiBox, they're going to just win. But yeah. I think if Control's team is able to take this Game 3, it's going to go a long way to really kind of securing the series as a whole, even though they'll still be down.
Yeah, absolutely. Would have to agree here. So like we were saying at the end of the last game, I think we're going to need to see a little bit different draft strategy here from Control's team. Don't change up too much. I mean, they do need to keep some of those important bands, but I would like to see them put Control on something that he has been able to carry with in the past. I personally would like to see the Cassiopeia come out from him here. I'd like to see the Urgot from Pokemon Panda. He's shown that he's very comfortable on that champion. He hasn't pulled it out in this series yet. I think Chaos and Monkey and T-Skull are doing fine. They can keep doing what they're doing. Maybe put Chaos back on MF since that worked better the first game. But regardless, they're going to need to change things up a little bit here.
I agree. I think kind of getting back to what their identity is. Kind of those traditional picks that have gotten them to this point, rather than maybe some of these more spicy kind of out there picks that they maybe had as pocket picks ready for the finals, but might be pushing them outside of their comfort zone, outside of what's been working for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one very legitimate option here for Control's team, we got 3 of the same bands so far. One legitimate option would be to just leave that Shen up if they assume that Hippogriff is just going to first pick Shen. Go ahead and ban the Darius again, and probably ban the Ezreal or the Ryze. But leave the Shen up, and then when you know that Hippogriff is not going to be playing as aggressive of a lane into you, then Pokemon can go ahead and go for that Urgot and go for a much more late game comfort pick for himself that he knows he can be doing some damage in these team fights. Because to be completely honest, like even aside from lane phase, even if he had done very well on the Gnar in lane phase, the Gnar pick was just
there's
not,
a Cassier ban.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's smart from everybody's team.
Exactly. Yeah.
Control would definitely be able to function very well in that champion. Oh, they do change it up a little bit.
So officially, the Ryze is up.
Yes, the Ryze is up,
with the Cassio
and the Darius is still up.
They could reasonably first pick that. Control does play a lot of champs that are good into Ryze, but it's really... Oh, they're going to go for the Shen instead, so no Darius this game.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that draft strategy coming out from Team Control, actually. They leave up the Darius and the Shen, so it forces them to pick one of those 2 with the first rotation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mordekaiser again. I'm just not sure. Like going back to the Mordekaiser within this game.
Yeah, Mordekaiser again would
the
be.
Idea, but yeah,
it's not terrible. Just because I mean, he did solo him a couple times in the first game, and as long as so one thing that did obviously go very poorly for Pokemon was in that first game the Jarvan repeat ganked him twice in a row, and he's dead and starting the game off at a deficit. However, he still kind of came back into that. They weren't too far apart in CS, and he did get a couple kills on Hippogriff. So
it's looking like game 1 all over again.
Right.
I think the interesting, so a lot of my kind of reservations with this pick, kind of moving into it, is that he also needs to be that split push threat on this Mordekaiser. Because when he goes into a team fight, he's just not going to be as useful as Shen, right? Shen can ult into a team fight, he can TP into a team fight, he can land big taunts, he can block this MF. He can block MF autos, he can block autos with his W, and there's the Ryze coming out now as well.
Yeah, that's pretty expected.
So a lot of map pressure coming out with this double Globos, Globo Gym, these double globals between the Shen and the Ryze. It's just classic Delta Season 3. This is how they've always wanted to play the game.
Yeah, and the Ziggs picks from Control, very interesting.
Yeah, a lot of AP.
Just a quick comment, I believe that's the third. As Duke Mandingo picked.
Yep, that's Janna 3 times. Yep.
Yeah. So if he doesn't get the one pick that he gets to play every time, he just moves on to the second one.
I think, outside of that one time he played, I believe, Pantheon, he's pretty much played Janna
in that one series.
Oh, true. In that one series, he's pretty much played Janna, Soraka, and Morgana every single game in TCL. So that's nothing out of the ordinary, what we would expect. That Trundle coming out, not wanting to let him just ult the Shen.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious here. I think a good play here would be to throw another ban onto Rook.
I think so.
And then
I think Zac was kind of unnecessary, just because they need early pressure with these lanes. They can't afford to give up early jungle, and Zac kind of doesn't fit within that profile. I don't think he was going to go with the Zac.
I like that.
Smart though.
I think he definitely could go for the Zac, especially with all of these junglers being banned, because they're going to ban Sedge here. Otherwise, Chaos or T-Skull, just picks Sedge right away. I'd be shocked if they didn't ban Sedge again. This is, like we said, back to game 1, and that is another Rook champion that he's played. He's played Sedge. He's played the Zac.
The Karma, actually, the Monkey Karma, which has interestingly not really been picked by him outside of a few games that he has looked really dominant on. His Karma is absolutely a force, and it's such a strong lane, especially they 2v2 killed them last game. So maybe they're just respect banning that bot lane a little bit.
Right, that's the expected Sejuani. So from Rook here in the jungle, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that he plays that is off the table right now. So I'm
he could go with like a Nunu. He's been playing a lot of Nunu in solo queue lately. I'm not sure I like Nunu against this team, but it is an option.
Yeah. I don't like Nunu against that team or their team.
Okay.
Yeah. That is a champion that Luciv plays when, of course, he is not one-tricking Ezreal.
It's okay.
Gotta get my jab.
There it is. Yeah, I think it might be. It's pretty much this or the Kazakhs is what's left in his pool. Yeah, there's the Nunu. Yeah, that's. I'm not sure I like it against the team, but it's kind of what's left in his pool right now, and he can still get some really good ganks off, especially on this Misfortune.
Yeah, this will definitely be an interesting game. Braum pick again from Monkey. I think a little better this time than the previous time. He can definitely block some of that Rise damage. You can block some of the Jin ultis.
Yeah, it doesn't block the bounces though. So if he gets fluxed, he'll still be taking he'll still be basically leading those flux bounces into his team. So
gotcha.
Especially with the Braum W. So it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's quite good, especially if you can block Jin. You can block Janinados. You can block the initial Rise burst, but it's not perfect for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, I mean, controls comp here is looking very similar to game one. I think it is going to be a little better into AiBox's team this game than it would have been game one, because AiBox's team, with the Jarvan being banned and AiBox on Rise rather than Akali, they have a lot less they have a lot less ability to get onto that backline like they could in the first game. And so Ziggs, Misfortune are going to be getting fairly free damage off throughout these fights. So if Chaos can grab a bunch of kills like he did in the first game, just kind of randomly here and there, and honestly, he grabbed a couple shutdowns in the previous game as well, he is finding kills and he is doing damage in fights, except this time there is no assassin to destroy him. So
there's no Akali kind of jumping in from the flanks and just one-shotting the mid AD.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, also kind of like similar to last game, though, the dynamic becomes that they're once again on a timer. They're against this Rise, and the controls on the Ziggs, who he has looked really, really good on. So if they can capitalize on mid game with this Ziggs tower take and pushing power, TSL does like those Rift Heralds. It can really become a gold lead that becomes difficult for TSS3 to surmount. So it becomes kind of a situation where, like, are they going to be able to make the in-game adjustments within these team fighting and against these double globals that are coming? Oh my goodness, I'm really struggling with that word. These double globals that are coming out from TSS3 to be able to come out with the victory in the mid game.
Yeah, and I think just on a personal thought for the ticking time bomb of Rise, I think that it's honestly kind of fine for them. Like for Control's team, like Mordekaiser is going to outscale Shen. Ziggs is going to scale, definitely not as well as Rise, but Ziggs still scales quite well. He does a lot of damage, has a lot of poke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Misfortune will scale similarly to Jin. I mean, Jin will do, of course, more single target damage, but Misfortune has the massive AoE ult that is going to be very difficult for AiBox's team to stop unless they save like a Hippogriff flash taunt for it.
Crucially, Ziggs makes objectives absolute hell for the other team setup.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think despite Rise being that, like you saying, taking time bomb, that they have to be very careful about letting him get into his power spikes. I think they're fine to run into the late game here. What they need to do is play similarly to how they played the first game, in that they're not letting AiBox's team run them over in the first few minutes, the first 10 minutes or so. They're grabbing a few objectives here and there because TSL has been good about the objectives, and then they just need to play the long con.
I agree with everything you just said. I think the main issue that comes up then is how like the late game team fights play out. Because then Rise becomes a real problem for the Sejuani, where Sejuani kind of like dies. Whereas like you have Ziggs, you have Misfortune that are just kind of plinking away at this Nunu and this Shen the entire time. So then the fight becomes much more difficult because Sejuani's in the backline trying to make something happen with her ultimate, with her passive, and just be a sponge. But she no longer is that sponge once the Rise kind of starts to ramp up.
Sure, and I think you have a couple options when that happens, right? So Sejuani has the option to just go almost straight magic resist, and then especially if you go for the you'll definitely want more treads. You go for the adaptive helm, and then even a visage.
Yeah,
it'll be difficult
as much as possible.
Yeah, it'll be difficult for Rise to get through a Sedge with like 3 magic resist items.
Yeah.
Or one thing you can also do is just have Mordekaiser ult the Rise every time.
And hope he stays alive long enough. Probably get his or something.
Mordekaiser could also go for adaptive helm if he wanted to.
I think that's a great buy. I'm hope Tokamak can see that as well.
Oh, we should see at least 2 adaptive helms from Control's team here.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, possibly one on Monkey. But
There's a lot of damage coming through.
Yeah, I think. I have to pause right off the bat. I think this is, in the end, maybe not exactly what Control's team wanted from draft. I mean, I don't think they really wanted to give the rise over, but overall, I would say it is a pretty good result for them in the draft phase.
I agree. I think it's kind of getting back to their more of their identity, kind of how they've been playing the game, and especially with the Ziggs, Control can be the poke champ, and the poke carry, where he really sets up his team for success. Like, he's landing this poke, he's setting up these advantages in HP bars that they can take an advantageous fight where they're like 80% health versus like the 60% health of the other team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like we're having pretty standard starts. There's been no invades from the series, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, they're kind of tripling up top like they have been, kind of keeping things consistent. And
right,
doubling up bottom, doubling up top. Now they're walking forward. Lucid has Braum passive onto him though. He's probably gonna have to flash here as well. Ooh, flashes a little bit further.
And heal.
Flash heal has the ignite taking onto him. He's gonna live. Pops that pot too. Oh goodness, that's quite an advantage coming out for the bot lane of Team Control. No flash, no heal, no pot.
That was just some very aggressive positioning from Luciv there. That was honestly pretty unnecessary. I mean,
he had to flash much earlier too.
Yeah, there's no reason to expect that they're going to be sitting there, but at the same time, you also can't just disrespect the fact that you don't see them.
Oh, crucially, we also saw a scrap coming top, and Hipgriff is also down his pot. Tokemon Panda still has that Doran's Shield regen. It's just going to be chilling.
Yeah, you got in a little bit of a fight there, and then also Abarn. There's actually a lot level 1 there. Abarn dropped a ward in the Pixel Brush in the river, and it was immediately cleared. So Abarn is down a ward at this point.
Wow, really favorable start in the for Team Control.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of good stuff happening for all the lanes. Abarn down a little bit of health, Control down a little bit of health and mana, but he has that Corrupting Pot versus that Mana Crystal standard rise start, Mana Crystal refill. Yeah, still a little tough.
Abarn taking a lot of minion damage there from that attempted trade.
Yeah, probably just doing his best to get his phase rush procced, but hard to do that as Rise, especially at this point in the game. You kind of just forced to play the game even, especially against the Ziggs. With Nunu coming over top now, has that snowball with the level 2. Might be looking for something here. Just going to go for the knockup. He gets a lot of damage out of Control. Great little kind of walk through gank.
Yeah, poor Control. They try and get rid of the level 2 gank from the from the Jarvan, and he still gets a level 2 gank, even though it's not as scary as the Jarvan. It still chunks his health.
Yeah, and crucially doesn't have to put his body in there. Just, nice little bounce coming from Chaos Storm.
T-Skull looking for a very early gank here.
Looking for a level 2 as well. Luciv, did T-Skull walk into vision there? No, I don't think they have any idea. Monkey might be looking for something here, but the wave is pretty large. They might just be waiting for them to walk up a little.
Yeah, T-Skull can't waste too much time here though.
Yeah. Others are going to definitely fall behind. He's definitely going to go for it now. Monkey walking forward. Luciv no flash, as we know. He's definitely going to die here. Oh my god, Sejuani did not need to steal that kill. Oh my goodness, that's just the Sejuani syndrome. You see your passive fully stacked, you just gotta pop it.
Yeah, definitely need to attempt to give the kill over to Chaos, but regardless, still a very good follow up on the fact that he did not have his flash up there.
Exactly, I managed just to keep that scuttle going. Here comes Nunu for the level 3 gank over top, forces the flash coming out. Might be able to follow up with the root as well. Has no
still behind
to jump away from. Rook Stout walking over all the minefield. He's going walking through. Forces the flash onto the Nunu, trading flash between the mid lane and the jungle. It's a little support coming out, and the Nunu was not able to take the scuttle. He's looking for it, has the consume and double buff sticking on. He's going to be able to secure this, looks like, unless he goes for the steal. Doesn't have a ward, doesn't know where Rook Stout is. Rook Stout has the ward on him. Control has no mana. Amar's around the side. Might be able to look for the steal here with the consume. And there it is. The consume smite takes it. T-Skull definitely should have seen that one coming. Doesn't have vision of him and has no support from his mid laner. Nice play from Rook Stout.
Yeah, Rook really needed that scuttle there. If he loses the second scuttle to T-Skull, he's going to be pretty far behind with as much time as he's spent mid lane.
Yeah, it's interesting because T-Skull is a Nunu player himself. Walking through, secures the big Raptor too, just stealing all of the jungle away.
Just killing him.
Forces the flash coming out. Rook Stout just absolutely outplaying Titanium Skull in the last minute of gameplay. Ooh.
Bot lane.
I'm not sure what happened in the bottom lane, but it looks like a heal coming out with a ignite over top onto Monkey. Lives doesn't matter. Doom Indigo's out of mana.
Yeah, Lucid just
Monkeys
still...
might just be able to go look for something here. However, that Janna move speed is just way too much. I think TSR might be able to go for it. Might have been able to go for it. He has flash, but
Yeah, with
this is, I
Lucid's
think,
flash,
conservatively.
with Lucid's flash still being down, Monkey just kind of jumped on him again, and they just killed him.
Yeah.
And then they just were not able to quite finish.
Taking for a good trade. Nunu coming through with a snowball. Tokemon sees it way too late. His sports burn flash as a result. Rook's out just walking lane to lane to lane, applying pressure, blowing flashes.
Yeah,
Currently only 1 kill to show for it. Excuse me, no
Rick
kill
out
to
is
show for it.
eating up these flashes right now. He's just taking them all.
Taunt coming through, doesn't land it, takes a turret shot as a result, but is passive healing him back up a little, or excuse me, shielding him back up a little bit. Here comes the repeat gang, the OG classic. There's no taunt though. Let's see if they're able to follow up on it. Rook's down to
Very
almost
dangerous.
Entire health bar, very, very dangerous, especially with no taunt available. Hippogriff might still be looking for it. The wave's in a terrible spot for Tokemon though.
Yeah, notably this time around, Pokemon is keeping up with CS for the most part. I mean, down a few, but
Yeah,
despite
the pressure top goes for the drag.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need to do, especially on the fact that Rook has played very, very, very aggressively on these ganks with this Nunu. He's spending a lot of time doing that, and he hasn't really gotten anything out of it. I mean, sure, flashes, but there's been no kills at all. And so, with that happening, if they can just keep up on farm and then get objectives, it's exactly what Control's team wants to be happening.
Right, exactly. And Monkey taking a little bit of poke from this Janna, really, really annoying around the side, but even CS numbers happening. And like you were saying, at this, like, they just have to be able to capitalize on these advantages that they've been making. And at this point in the game, last game, Team Control was down like 2k.
Yeah.
So the fact that now they're up in gold, they have an advantage, and they have gold on like good people. They have a lot of gold on this MF, and they've 2v2 killed this Jin, who's 0-2-0 with only a longsword. You have to imagine that their prospects are pretty promising.
Yeah, I would expect to see Monkey continuing, especially with that BF difference, continuing to make these aggressive plays on Elusive despite his flash being back up already. Because he just knows the Chaos is going to outdamage him right now.
Yeah, and kind of crucially as well, we're seeing a huge CS difference because where the wave was half the top lane. Now, Sten's going to be able to get this big wave. Here comes a new snowball coming through the side. They're definitely aware of it though, so he's going to have to be forced to abandon it with the wave coming in now.
Yeah, there's another wasted gank from Rook there.
Yeah,
at this point,
making a nice little trade. Now has his passive taken. Hippogriff is fully out of damage now. Shield coming through with the heal. Gets us low. Big wave though. I don't know if Hippogriff can take it here. Yeah,
Abram looking like he wants to come up and... Oh, never mind.
Oh, missing a lot of CS there. And this lead CS lead just kind of expanding in the top lane. With that Merc Treads makes it really difficult to trade for Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like to see the Kindle Gem coming out from Pokemon. I don't like to see it this early, but that does mean that he is going to be building towards that Visage this time around rather than just going for the full AP build. So I do like that he is aiming more towards that. I don't think you need to go that first item though.
Right. I think, yeah, it's like, I mean, CDR is always nice, especially on some of those long CDs as Mordekaiser. Wow, Nunu coming yet again bottom. The ult coming down from Mordekaiser as well. Let's see if Nunu's able to get anything, but Tokemon taking Panda is in a difficult situation. That flash coming through Flash from Lucky, feed while getting rooted up, getting Nunu ulted as well. Forced to just leave, just yet another flash blow in there we're able to capitalize on. Now here comes the taunt back over top, misses the Q on him. Hippogriff is probably going to be able to get the solo kill here. There's no flash happening for the Mordekaiser. Nice job at Hippogriff, the solo kill for the Shen.
Well played on Hippogriff there to dash as the Q is coming down, because you delay Mordekaiser's passive coming up as after missing that first Q. So we'll play.
Yeah, that CDR not doing much for you there, but here comes Nunu getting yet another snowball. Hasn't been able to really do anything with these snowballs so far, but he's probably going to be able to burn another flash. No, nice root by the Rise. Control's down, definitely just going to be dead here. He's not going to be able to make it through any situation where he can flash back out. Nice job, finally capitalizing on those snowballs.
Yeah, good timing on that root there from Oberon to make sure that he is preventing him from flashing as that snowball is coming in.
Yeah, this DS lead top is huge. The wave management just hasn't been in favor of Pokemon. Meanwhile, 2v2 bottom lane. T-Skull might be looking for something here. Just walking forward. The dragon is coming up in 1 minute and 45 seconds. CS difference still a little bit in favor. Nice bounce onto Elusive. That fleet footwork, though, is going to be healing him back up. But a roam from Monkey and walking toward mid, they might be looking for a dive onto this Rise. He is
Yeah, he's
no
still
mana,
fairly
but
low
he
on
does have
mana.
a blue buff. T-Skull has flash, he has ult. Sidestep doesn't matter, lands it. Big CS coming through, the flash on the rise. A little late on the ult from Monkey. They don't secure it. Nunu coming through with a snowball through. Into River, onto Monkey. He might be in a bad spot though. I don't think Rice can do
back
anything to support. Control is back, but the Braum pass, not enough autos onto him to proc it. Rook Stout with that Bombing Cinder. Got a decent health pool as well. Here comes Tokamon as well. He's going to be looking for
Rook
something
doesn't wanna be here.
now. But he has the snowball. No, he just has the move speed and he's able to walk out. Hippogriff is in position to be able to help. Abarn is also, with his ultimate, he could have supported that. Control could have ulted over top as well. But,
Yeah, that phase rush really coming in handy for Rook right there.
yeah, exactly. I thought he actually had a
Notably-
snowball rolling, but he's just so fast.
Yeah.
Ooh, a skirmish
wonder
going
if
up
I
top. Rook Style taking a lot of damage. The Consume coming over top. Now, Tokamon Panda flashing in, going for the kill. Rook Style is just able to flash back out. With the Nunu ult, looks like they're going to be able to kite it out with all those slows and CC. Tokamon Panda can't do anything. Hippogriff is just the entire time autoing away. The Chilling Smite coming over top. But T-Skull is 1 HP and they don't have any damage to be able to make it through. Rook Style walking forward, looking for the ultimate on from Control, but they're not able to get anything. He's might still be
Hippogriff has not noticed though.
Yeah,
he did
I
not
think
notice the
I
ult
think it's
get
just
through
totally
behind.
fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine here, but
Yeah, it's super tough to lock this guy down. Especially might be looking for something in return. Has the Shenton still. It has to walk back over the E. It's taking a bit of damage, but with those Merc Shreds, it's totally fine, I think.
yeah, Control might actually be able to stay and get some plate gold here though.
Yeah, he does have the TP up as well, so maybe not a complete loss for them. Looked pretty rough, especially with Tokamon now with 2 deaths. Is going towards that Leandries.
Yeah, I do like that from Control. He's managed to get, I believe, both a plate off of mid and obviously the plate there. So at this point, he is fairly even in farm, and he isn't, you know, having a massive pressure on Abarn. However, he is getting plenty of gold where he needs to be. He's already finished. Actually, that's huge that Abarn has stuck around so long in lane with that gear.
He hasn't been able to buy.
Whereas, yeah, Control has already finished that.
Oh, here comes the gank bot lane though. Dude Neo is definitely out of position. Does he have flash available? Yes, he does, but the double TPs coming from both top laners. Now the root coming over top. Hippogriff with the Shenton. All 5 people are here with the Rise ultimate and the TP. Excuse me, that's the Rise TP, but the Monkey is dead as a result. T-Skull is going to have to be blocking for Chaos Storm here, but the Jin ult does so much damage. He's going to be able to execute him. 1 HP. Big wave clear coming through. Nice 5-man play. That's the globals coming through. Now Shen TP coming back over top. He ulted into the fight, securing that win.
Yeah, pretty good follow up there from Abarn's team there. Only 1 kill traded in the end, although it looks like they are going to try to turn this into a dragon. Although Rook is being a little
Very
aggressive on the
greedy.
blue
They're
buff.
trying to get the control on with the snowball, but
Ooh.
misses the snowball on everyone. I
just
think Rook is just dead
kited.
here. The kite, oh my goodness, he's going to be able to get out. Yeah, no, he doesn't. Control ult over top. Tokamon Panda pops his ult onto Abarn. He's inside the Mordekaiser ult, but Abarn is definitely out of position now. Are they going to be able to capitalize on it? Monkey is in position to be able to attack with the passive. But he does have the ult, and he's just going to be able to ult back out. However, T-Skull is 1 HP. Can they secure this dragon on the backside, knowing that they've got 2 people and forcing 2 others out?
They'll definitely just grab this dragon here. That was very greedy from them to go for that blue buff there.
Definitely just needed to go for the dragon when they had the setup.
Unfortunately for Tokamon Panda, he doesn't really get anything personally out of any of that fight, and Hippogriff ulted in and then TP'd back top lane, so is now pushing a 30 CS lead as well as got 2 plates on that top lane turret.
That's the power of the Shen. That's one thing that can't overlook. I mean, the flip side of that is he TP'd top and got that CS lead and kind of gave away that dragon as a result, right? Because he wasn't there for that subsequent blue buff invade.
Yeah, absolutely. Gold is still looking fairly even overall. However, Control's team is up 2 dragons. I believe we have an Ocean.
There's a
Soul
new ult. We do have flash on the MF, but Monkey might be able to block it up. The Gen W missing out. Is Rick's out under tower? No, not quite there, but taking a lot of damage from this MF.
Yeah, good layering from Monkey and Chaos there. Monkey makes sure to take the snowball and then just jumps away to Chaos. So
yeah, also nice of Team Control to be able to force that 1 plate from the bottom lane as soon as, like, right before 14 minutes ticks, and Nunu doesn't get anything as a result of his gank. Tokamon Panda, nice job eating away from that trade. Hippogriff is pretty strong, has that TMF.
Goodness, in the mid lane, Doom and Dingo attempted a gank and then just got
Almost
chunked there
dies.
by Control.
Goodness. Control is very strong. Has the full Archangel staff built up. Now dude, Bendigo's in the middle of the enemy jungle with 1 HP. This guy's insane. Now he's just gonna be dead.
So greedy.
Oh my god, the whole 3-man collapse coming through. Abraham is pretty low on mana, but so is Control. Control is gonna have to flash out. Pokemon Cannon is in the middle of it. He ults I believe the Nunu, yeah. Let's see if T-Skull is able to come through on the side. Pokemon Cannon is dying. Works out in the meantime. Hippogriff flashing in. No flash on Control, so Control's definitely gonna die. Meanwhile, Sejuani, no, Control lives. Sejuani secures the kill on the rise, and it's just gonna trade 1-for-1. That's definitely worth, #worth. Control's still alive the entire time. And it's, I believe, 2 for 2. Oh no, he's definitely gonna be dead. Lucius come around the side to support. Let's see if Monkey's gonna be able to hear. Yeah. Oh, the satchel doesn't land him anywhere. Lucius flashes in the auto to kill him. Now here comes Monkey. He's gonna die. No flashes back through. Hippogriff is 1 HP.
Barely lived out of that
Yeah,
game.
Storm happily farming away bottom lane. Oh my goodness, Control fails to satchel back through the wall. As a result, forces his support to flash as well.
Yeah, pretty good overall for Chaos to just sit and farm in the bot lane. He's getting a pretty big lead on the Jhin here. I think a roaming up could have been pretty favorable for him. They at least get that kill on the Hippogriff. I don't know if they necessarily win the 3v2, but regardless, Chaos has almost gotten this first tower down
Chaos
here.
just kill this MF or this Janna. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why
he
he just drops an E auto Q ult and just dies.
Yeah, so he could stay. I think the only thing is that they have basically zero vision of the enemy team, so he's just playing it safe.
Yeah, I think that's fair. T-Skull is gonna be able to secure this. Oh, he kind of walks back forward into the enemy team. Full Rise combo coming through, lands the root, Control's around the side though. Are they going to be able to shoot through him in time? T-Skull, that little backwards movement might have killed him, and it does. Breaks out with enough CC with the Rise to be able to secure another kill onto this Rise. Excuse me, that's his first kill, but he has a full Roa plus the tier stacking.
Yeah, Hippogriff.
Oh, Nunu does the classic fade into Fog of War, go for the repeat gank. Monkey's coming through over top. Are they going to be able to land the passive? Full passive from the Braum? No. Just is able to walk back out, but he's half health, fully chunked. Nice try to
Phase Brush has saved him twice now. He definitely would have died there if they get that one off.
Yeah, Control with his ult and without that Braum passive on him, definitely would have been able to secure the kill with that additional damage. Now Ocean's up in a minute. Tokemon's kind of set up the wave for missing every single CS. That's okay though. Dude's just doing his best up here in the top lane. Dragon is spawning very soon. Meanwhile, Rickstout is taking Rift. He's going to be able to secure this and possibly still make a play on this drag.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a free rift for them here. However, drag will be up less than a minute. Control's team is definitely in much better position than Abarn's team is, at least to get vision here. They're going to look for... The ult comes down onto Abarn, doesn't really
doesn't
connect land. And
yeah, Abarn no flash. I think it was a good idea. Control's around the side, but Nunu is coming in, but he doesn't know that it's a 3v2. Abarn taking a lot of damage, health away from the Sejuani, but Lucius ulting over top. This is going to be the difference maker. Boom Indigo coming through, going to be able to save people. Braum with the stopwatch. Hippogriff with the Shen ult as well. Are they going to be able to secure Control on the back end? Nunu dies, but Hippogriff is tanking a lot. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, that's a huge shutdown for Control.
Shutting him down. Oh my goodness, here's the TP as well from Mordekaiser. He doesn't have flash, but he does have his ultimate. He must have blown it prior to all of this. With the wave clear coming through from the Rise and the Ziggs, this might just end up being a stalemate. Chaos Storm has finally decided to join the team. Doom Indigo taking a lot of poke. Still taking some poke from this Control Ziggs. Elusive around the side, level 10 versus the level 12 Control. Crucially, the top laner also level 10. Very far behind in levels.
Yeah, they've seen
the dragon is spawned.
Base. Looks like they're kind of trying to position into... Ooh, Elusive is caught a little bit.
Yeah, but he's just saying, oh my goodness.
Yeah, Elusive gets pulled in, but it's a 0-3 Mordekaiser with 85 CS, so it's not too scary to get pulled in by that.
Yeah, he's Elusive just definitely doing the someone get help, but not for me move, saying I can just take this Mordekaiser 1v1 rocks down. Meanwhile, the dragon's gone, but he's like, I don't care, I'm still in the middle of it. Good word coverage from Team Control.
Yeah, that is good.
Big, though.
Good overall there from Team Control there to have the two defend the mid lane while they just go ahead and take the dragon.
And just doesn't care. He's by himself, by the way. He's just looking for something. He has no support from any team.
He has gone this first item adaptive on. That means that with the 4 magic resist that's aside from Chaos, if Chaos is not there to be killing Nunu, no one else is going to be killing him very well.
Yeah,
however,
very, very tanky.
However, Control is sitting on almost 3k right now. He is not based in forever, and so when he gets back, he will be getting that Leandry's from completed.
We're out now in the middle of it. Here comes the TP. This is Hippogriff or A-Barn. I'm not sure which one. We'll see which one it is. It looks like it's A-Barn. TPing back and forcing the flashback out of TSL. Nice play. Taking all this jungle coverage. However, A-Barn TPing in is immediately at health. Monkey looking for something. Here comes the Rizal. Chaos Storm, is he out of position? No, they're not going to be able to capitalize on it at all. Just mid to AP, rotating toward the bot side. The wave is in a bad spot, and they don't have bot towers, so they're just going to have to be able to force, or they're just going to have to, take the jungle camps and walk back out. Maybe clear a little bit of vision along the way.
Yeah, they're still looking. They're still looking for these very aggressive plays, but Control's team is playing significantly better this game, and that they are just being way more respectful of the fact.
Oh, that's huge actually. Here comes the new ult over top. Or excuse me, the ult over top. Wow,
well
great job by Chaos Storm. Resetting his autos like that. And also landing a lot of damage. Lucifer taking that bounce. Great job by Chaos Storm, making big plays happen. Let's see if they're going to be able to secure this. A-Barn, is he going to try and one group the one shot onto Chaos Storm? The Janet ult keeps them alive. Chaos Storm taking a lot of health. The bounce. They can't do this anymore. Monkey has his shield back up. No, he doesn't. He's going to die to this Gen ult. They're going to have to split up. Chaos Storm living with 1 HP. Has to dodge.
Burns the heal.
Here comes Hippogriff coming through with T-Skull. Oh my god, just one shots the Mordekaiser. T-Skull definitely can't take this fight anymore, but Control's roaming up from the mid lane. Are they going to be able to turn it? No, they're not even going to try. Wow.
Yeah,
these teams just know how to scrap it constantly. Mordekaiser now 0-4-0. Very, very sad. I think he just needs to start building toward that Toast Tank stats. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with you, and like I was saying,
interrupting the Shenton and popping himself out. He's going to try and go for the kill on the Hippogriff. Now this is his cue. This is a little bit of damage coming through. Hippogriff with the fancy beat is able to walk back out, but what a play by Control. Popping his natural charge, interrupting the taunt, and getting him out of range of the autos at the same time. Monkey now with Chaos Storm looking for a little bit of damage, forcing the flash out of the Janna. Still has to apply to it. Here's the money around the top as well.
Yeah, snagging that turret is very good for them.
That. Oh, is Control going to be in a rough spot as well? With the satchel takes it, but he might be in a spot with this Rise coming up to also say hello. Now that the new oh my goodness.
Okay, so Control's being pretty greedy there. He's still not base. He's sitting on 4.3k
Oh my god. Man, he's supposed to be on the map. He's like, if you want me to base, you're gonna have to kill me. And they happily oblige him.
Yeah, finishes the tier 2 boots, finishes the Leandry, and grabs an extra blasting one there. So as greedy as it was to stick around for as long as he did, he definitely got a lot from sticking around that long.
Yes, for sure. He's going to come back very large, but that's a big shutdown going back over to the Rise. Rise is going to be accelerating. 2 turrets, crucially, also going back over. So a little greedy, but they are also on slow point. What's their timer on drag?
Timer on drag is going to be 120, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So Soul Point, it's an Ocean Drake. What an awesome Drake, by the way, for Team Control.
Yeah, if they can secure the Ocean Soul, like even if they hard lose a fight for the Ocean Soul, if they can secure it, like it's gonna be hard for A-Barn's team to come back into this, which is with as strong as Control's Ziggs is, like they can just absolutely never, like it's already so hard to siege against like an Ocean Drake team in general, but with a Ziggs and with not really that much poke from your own team, you cannot siege or be sieged against. Like if they lose this Ocean Soul,
here comes Nuno. He's pretty tanky. Monkey's standing in front though, gonna block the snowball, waiting to jump out. Gets rooted by. But Monkey is also quite tanky with that Guardian Strike. They really even chew through it.
Yeah, Monkey doesn't even really take damage there.
Yeah. And Chaos is really strong. He's played very, very well this game. Took him on around the side. Ziggs' top lane does have that TP going. Let's see if they're going to go for anything. Yep, here comes the TP from Ziggs over top. Shen does have ultimate. They're going to have to be looking for something. Here comes their Sejuani ult. Nice job landing on the Rooks that has the full path onto him and gets done. But Kipper coming around the side. Nice taunt. Chaos kind of in out of position. Has the ult as well. He's going to be looking for something. Yeah, pops it now. Nice job pulling the A-Barn Rise back in. And now Pipgrip is dead. Low health bars on the side of Team Control as well. Nice job by Pokemon blocking it. The Janna ult, healing people back
big up.
Pokemon is super low. Big bounce. Monkey misses his Bravo, but A-Barn is totally untouched this entire time. Are they going to be able to look for it? Ziggs over top. Just snipes the Jin and it deals so much damage to A-Barn. Great job by Control. Basically salvaging that play for his team. They're going to still be able to look for something on this side with this Control just constantly peppering over top. They can't fight into us all. This is what we're talking about. This
look at those skill shots. They are just coming out left and right non-stop.
Control the god saving this dragon. They're not going to be able to secure it. Sejuani trying to get this blue buff onto her, mid laner, and they do
Grab
give it
the
over,
move.
and they're going to be able to go for it. It has
Honestly-
to result. Brickstad has to go for the steal here.
Yeah, they need to be on this dragon right now. Like both teams need to be on this dragon right now. TP's
That's,
coming back in
Shen
from
TP
Abarn.
coming
Or,
through.
no, yeah, Shen.
Yeah, Abarn does have TP up soon. Hippogriff is pretty low, or excuse me, pretty tanky, and so is T-Skill pretty low. Now here comes the Rise TP over top. Hippogriff on the back line now to try to kill off everyone. It might be out of command. T-Skill looking very low as well, and they can't kill him. Doom Indigo's pretty low. Oh my goodness, Hippogriff, excuse me, Tokemon just absolutely blown up by this Rise.
MF is back.
Zoning. MF is here now. SG ult, not quite, but Doom Indigo takes a Q and dies as a result. T-Skill just getting zoned by
Abarn murdered. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, they're going to go for the steal. This is huge, such an extended team fight. Lucid is back in the middle. It goes for the kill, hits T-Skull, almost kills everyone. Yes, lands the trap kill with the passive onto, the MF. Hippogriff now in the middle of it. Is Control going to be able to take this fight? He's going for it. This is absolute insanity. Like you said, his Control's gonna have to do it all if he's looking for it. Yes, you have Yellow Interest ticking. You have to get after help keeps him alive. Hippogriff kind of just sitting here now taking this damage.
Crazy.
I can't talk anymore. What is this game?
Oh my goodness, I can't even go back and cast that past like 3 to 4 minutes of just constant fighting, constant action. Biggest thing, trades killed, or can't even talk, kills traded left and right. Fortunately for Abarn's team here, they did manage
Secure
to
the
grab that dragon. That is massive for them. If they lose that dragon with all those kill trades, they may just lose the game there, aside from some amazing pick or something. So I'm looking at gold again. Through all of that fight, Control is now back on 3k gold.
Honestly, my biggest takeaway, and yeah, like that was good for Abarn's team. Oh, Doom Indigo's definitely out of position. Gets bounced back into the team, and here's T-Skull around the side with the alley-oop. Doom Indigo just once again out of position and dies with a nice pick from Control. Monkey taking a little bit of damage though. They're just forced to disengage. My biggest takeaway from that last fight is that once Control gets a Void Staff, he definitely has it here. Once he gets the Void Staff,
he is well over a Void Staff. He is basically exactly 3k right now.
Oh my god, look at that gold! Oh man, both of the carries on the side of Team Control with healthy leads over their counterparts. Really, the only deficit coming into top lane. Monkey getting a little bit caught by this Abarn and Nunu pairing, but they're going to save him. I'm not sure the schedule was necessary. They didn't really have any follow-up.
Probably not, but I think that says something for Control's team there, that Monkey was trying to place that ward there, and Abarn is just sitting there waiting for him, trying to find that pick. That shows a little bit of desperation from Abarn's team here. I mean, gold is even. Yeah, they're very scared of this soul. Yeah, all the gold. The difference here, I mean, Control is only about 1,000 gold up on Abarn, but he's also just has so much AoE, and Abarn is not able to find necessarily the AoE of like the bounces of the flux.
And the gold where like that's making it even. Oh, now Rick's a little bit caught up. Misses the Q on the front, but he's going to get out. The Sejuani passive coming over top, popping him. Now here comes the TP coming out. I believe that's Pokemon Panda. A lot of tankiness coming through. Rickstad is so tanky. Hippogriff down here with the Segel. They're sleeping the channel, keeping him alive. But Abarn's around the side, super caught. He's by himself.
Oh no, Abarn!
Pokemon Panda with the old Hippogriff. He's trying to stay and goes for the taunt, trying to save his team. Control pops himself, dies. Satchel pops himself back over the wall. Nunu with the re-engage. No deaths on the side of Team Control, and they're just going to try and turn this into a Baron. Brickstad is still alive with that Shen ult. That's huge. Doom Indigo is 1 HP. Chaos Storm is huge. Monkey's solo tanking this Baron. They have to make a call one way or another. Oh my goodness, Monkey is really, really low, but Control is certainly not. That's the person that matters.
Yeah, that was a very, very greedy ult in from Abarn there. He ults in by himself into...
Oh, here comes Nunu. He's going to look for something on the back.
Nunu's just going to die here if he sticks around.
Chaos Storm with it. Yeah, force the flashback out. Lucid going for the force shot. Gets Braum shielded and gets popped. Oh my goodness. What a play by Monkey. Oh my goodness. Lucid going for the big play. Who gets his force shot blocked.
This is massive. We're now about a minute out from Dragon as well. And so with this long death timer and this Baron, they're going to be pushing in on this inhib here. They're going to be able to get that turret
Control
very
can
easily.
just like, use his passive auto and pop it. Yep, there it is. Uses his passive powered auto to takes like one shot the turret with the satchel.
Yeah, and this is...
Oh my god, he's going to rush out to Indigo. Oh
man.
My god.
Yeah,
this Control Ziggs is absolutely nuts. This guy's a god.
Yeah, the Ziggs is absolutely terrifying, and he's now on another 2k as he's going to base.
And they're going to... It's a soul. With 45 seconds left, Doom Indigo is going to have to base. They don't have wards available to them outside of the pink wards.
Monkey's
That
gonna be
Monkey's
careful
walking
here.
forward, placing stuff. He's kind of by himself.
They
T-Skull,
very
there's-
importantly did
Oh,
grab
they're
that
gonna base.
scuttle. They grabbed that
Yeah.
scuttle right before the dragon. That's gonna be huge for them.
Yeah. Oh my! I want to backtrack like literally 5 minutes to talk about the fact that the gold difference that's keeping them afloat is on Hippogriff and a little bit on Nunu, right?
Yeah.
So,
And
so it's like-
at this point with that last play, like they're down. They're down.
yeah,
almost
they're
3K
down now, and it's just insane. Nice vision control, walking forward, placing it together. Hippogriff might be looking for something around the side, but he takes so much damage from that MF. What? That's a tank, by the way. Are
Yeah,
they going to
MF
be able to secure this?
MF is up 3K on Jin.
Oh dear God,
That's
Monkey
massive.
doing a great job with his shields as well. They're not really set up. A T-Skull is a tank. That Guardian proccing Hippogriff is not strong enough to be able to stay alive. Flash taunting onto the back line.
Hippogriff just dies
Nunu,
instantly.
he just dies instantly. T-Skull is such a tank, getting zoned just the entire enemy backline.
Abarn's
Now,
caught here.
Abarn, he's going to get knocked up. He gets the Zigzag, he gets pulled into the Mordekaiser hold as well with the full passive stack. Abarn's definitely going to die to the Leandries of the Pokemon Panda Mordekaiser. No, he lives with 1 HP.
1 HP.
Oh, that was probably a mistake to. Oh, doesn't quite land the Braum Q, but meanwhile, the rest of the team is securing Soul. Probably a little bit of a misplay. Ulting
Yeah,
Abarn
definitely
when,
a misplay there.
the
Purely
entire team was
because
there.
yeah, the ult is fine if you don't have anything to keep Abarn in place, but Abarn was CC'd as Mordekaiser was ulting him.
They
but
killed Reprise
still-
there. They
they
just
just-
at least 2 towers.
I mean, still, they just murder the front line there, and that was exactly what I was talking about in the pregame, where this Sedge can just sit in the front line with like pure tank stats, and the rest of the team can just destroy anyone that even tries to go in. T-Skull there already has the Warmogs as well as the Stone Plate, so
Yeah,
he
they're
sits in
gonna
the
go by.
back line. Sits in the back line, procs his Stone Plate, and then
Oh
just
my
has
God,
like 6k
This is so
HP.
strong. What is the damage?
Yeah, and he doesn't have Rabadons yet. He's about to get it as soon as he bases, but he doesn't
Oh
have
my
it
God,
yet.
they get hit by 1 Q. Yeah, look at these Ninjago's health bar just disappear. Rainbar gets pulled back in, takes a lot of damage from the Leandries, double Leandries. Any sort of damage, just so much damage because of that burn. Now Hippogriff might just be dead as a result. Doesn't quite pop from passive. But the Zigzag over top, almost one shot to Manzigo. Now Nunu's in the back line doing his best to CC Monkey up, and Monkey lives.
Wow,
He does not.
wow, this Ocean Drake, man, that
Oh,
4-shot
it's
just
insane.
hit control, and it took him down about 300
my
HP,
God.
and he's just full off of that Ocean Soul.
Yes, this is absolute insanity. With these Leandries popping over top, this is definitely another inhib with the Nunu dead.
Yeah, speaking, like you were saying last game, didn't see how Control's team was going to come back, and I gotta say the exact same thing for
Yeah.
Abarn's team here. I have
100%.
no idea how they would ever come back from this, aside
Yeah.
from just a serious misposition from Control.
The turns have certainly tabled at this point, and it's not looking good for Abarn's team. Control is just you're going to go back and be full build. I swear to God, this guy is crazy enough.
Yeah, he's definitely going to complete. He's going to complete that Rabadons, which is probably going to bring him up to about 650 AP. He's about 450 right now. So yeah, that's pretty terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, this game has just been so insane and so fun to cast. And for people that are sticking around, didn't write off Team Control, that I have to give massive props. Thank you for sticking around. This has been an absolute barn burner.
Yeah, and this kind of game in a series like this is a huge win if they can pull it off. I mean, like I'm saying, I don't think there's a chance that Abarn's team really comes out of this, but
It's so difficult. I mean, look
Yeah,
at the
you-
level differences,
so
right?
yeah, right. So for this win, like the Controls team has to be getting ready to go into the next game at this
Mhm.
point. They have to be aware of what they did correctly this game, and they have to be preparing for what they're going to do correctly in the next game.
100%, yeah. And Pokemon Panda, he's kind of done what's been asked of him. He's been there, he's been landing some of his E's. He kind of just exists to press R on some people. And yeah, he had that one misplay on the Rise earlier, but he's kind of
Yeah.
done his job and let Control and Chaos Storm do the rest.
Yeah, the biggest thing I would have against what Pokemon Panda has done in these games is the fact that he is just continually going for the Leandry's
Mhm.
first item, especially when you're so far behind in the early game. Like, you can just complete your 2-tank
Oh,
items.
the Rise Bolt coming through, trying to come into
The Rise
support.
Bolt-
The turret might just be gone.
Yeah, the Rise Bolt is just used
Oh.
for the sake of...
Doesn't land a Ziggs ult on anyone, but it's such a low CD at this point, especially with, I believe, all of his CDR. That, oh my God,
There.
6 damage!
Oh my goodness. That is
Oh my
2/3
God.
of his health off of a single Q.
And Dude
Like,
Mandingo, you're Janet.
literally,
You
if he
cannot be
takes-
getting hit by these.
Yeah,
You're
if
Janet,
he
you
takes
have
one
so
more
much
Q,
boost
he's
speed.
dead.
Yeah, 100%. And he just has to be aware. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
look
he
at
just
that.
has to be aware of where he is at all times.
Control.
Oh my god, he's going to dive to Living Andrew's burn. Now Monkey's around the side. They're going to go for the dive as well. The turret dives. Nunu's trying to zone with his ult, but he gets one shot by the rest of the team. Monkey is so tanky. He takes almost no damage from the surprise. Lucid is completely useless at this point. Demon Nunu gets hit by 1 Q. It is 1 HP. A-Barn, super low. Jim ult's not going to be able to do anything. Just gets eaten alive by this cat. Look at the little line being built up. Lucid takes the 6 damage. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
want
was
to see
gonna
the
say
6
at the
damage at
start
the
of
end of
that.
it.
Yeah, no kidding. Ziggs in this game, like with that Ocean Soul, you notice he's coming up and he's just throwing skill shots down. He's tanking tower shots to get these skill shots down, and everyone is so afraid to get anywhere near him. And then once he takes the tower shot, he just heals right back up from the Ocean Soul. Like there's absolutely nothing Abrams' team can do against this at all. And then also during that fight, it looks like Hippogriff wasn't totally aware that his team was gonna get engaged on there, because he stays a little too close to the turret, and then Pokemon Panda just kind of ran him down, preventing him from ulting or teleporting in to help his team there.
Yeah, exactly. And Nunu's doing his best, but he's Nunu at this point in the game. He just is kind of there to kind of leave a little bit of CC and press R, right?
Nunu, yeah, and at this point, he has gotten just so little gold overall from the past, like 10,
Oh god,
15
yeah, look at his
minutes.
items.
Yeah, he's sitting on 3, and one of them is cheap support item.
Yeah, now he's kind of walking in. He's going
Look
for
at
the
that.
engage. He's jumping to 2/3 HP. Here comes Edgewine. He's
gonna die.
And
Oh,
he's
the Shen.
forced to take the Shen ult over top. Nice job. A lot of damage coming over top. Shen flash
Oh
onto
my goodness.
the Chaos Storm. But is it enough damage? No, it's just too much of a lead at this point. Rook's just going to die after the Hippogriff. This triple kill coming out for Chaos Storm. Avarn looking for a little bit of a comeback, but Lucid on the backside, he's not going to be able to go for the hero play. He's going to 4-shot, just gets blocked yet again by Monkey. He's been on point with that Chaos Storm. Meanwhile, going for it. Lucid 4-shot, tries to finish off Monkey, but Jin's just not enough at this point. He takes 1 Q and almost dies. Gets satchel for the executed. Oh my goodness. And the game is over. And ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a series.
Oh my god. Huge coming out from Control's team there with just the... Wow, they played the early game just so much significantly better than they did in the previous games. Like they knew that Rook was going to be attempting these on repeat ganks with the Nunu, because that's about as close as you can get to the
Oh my
Jarvan.
god, I did actually 2k damage a minute, almost.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
did more damage than the next two of anybody combined.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Unreal.
But yeah, if Control's team can continue to play like that, primarily if they can avoid the extreme early aggression of Rook, I think they'll see that most of these games will play out like that for them.
And he absorbed so much pressure mid from this Nunu.
Yeah,
Nunu was constantly snowballing mid, trying to look for these kills, and he was successful once, but Control, with just insane plays, has really snowballed the game in his favor.
Yeah, and even in the sidelines as well. I mean, there were a couple that Nunu tries to go bot lane, Monkey just takes the snowball and jumps back. Pokemon Panda is aware that he's behind and is sitting under his tower most of the time. Like, it's just very well played across the board from them to know that Nunu is going to be attempting to repeat gank them like this. And that was just the story of the first 2 games. I mean, he repeat ganks top lane and gets
over and over. Yeah.
Very
that Jarvan, apparently.
Yeah, and then game 2, he just repeat ganks mid lane. So take away the Jarvan, know he's going to attempt to play very aggressively in these lanes, and then just let T-Skull do his thing, getting objectives early, keeping up in farm. If you don't die to the ganks, Rook didn't really do a whole lot that game. So if they can just play like that again for this next game, I could see this going to 5.
And I want to shout out the bot lane of Team Control as well. We spent a lot of time talking about Control. We spent a lot of time talking about T-Skull with his ults and just kind of being a meat shield, but the bot lane of Team Control absolutely popped off. Chaos had some really good early aggression plays, and Monkey with that shield really blocked a lot of impactful abilities. What a job.
Yeah, and going off of that, I would like to point out Chaos's MF ulti in that last fight there. It was a combination of his MF ult and then a random skill shot of something that just actually 100-0 did Mendigo in that last fight. Absolutely crazy. So excellent play there coming out from Control's team. Excited to get into game 4 here. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Dude, Droid is trying to push.
All right,
We just
ladies and
instantly-
gentlemen, welcome back to Game 4 of Tilted Season 3 versus Team Control, our grand final. We have just an absolute insane game, so grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, get ready for yet another insane, action-packed game. Blood, what's going on?
Yeah, dude, I wish I had some popcorn right now. It's pretty. It's been pretty fun to watch. This has been a very exciting series so far. I mean, strong lead off the bat from Abraham's team, but then Control just kind of brings it right back around with his Ziggs gameplay. His team manages to read what Abraham's team wants to do. They avoid those early ganks. They do exactly what they need to do in their side waves, play smart, and they end up coming out with a pretty convincing win there.
Yeah, and it's been brought up, and we talked about pregame how pivotal Game 3 was, and it's actually been brought up that whoever wins Game 3 has won the series. So
Yeah,
let's see if that's
absolutely.
actually a harbinger for like Team Control now with the reverse sweep or not. That I can't even imagine what the mental would look like if they continued to lose this game and took it to a Game 5. So I'm really excited to see. But Team Control showing a lot of mental fortitude, kind of with going into this game, knowing that they're down 2-0 and that they really got to pull it back with that game, and they look dominant.
Yeah, and I'd like to add on to that a little bit. I think that if Control's team takes this next game, I would be very surprised if they don't take the 5th, because
100%.
that tends to be the kind of the flow of the 5-game series and the reverse sweep, where you get such a huge lead and then you lose one, you're like, okay, fine, it's whatever, right? And then you lose the second one and then you start to worry a little bit. And once you start to worry, once you start to get scared, then you start to play less confidently, and then you start to play worse.
You know, we're not professional players. These games really tend to drag on.
Yeah.
And as the night kind of goes on, you really, the exhaustion, the kind of jitters, a lot of these types of things start to set in. And so the momentum, the mental aspect of the game can't be underestimated.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I kind of want to see a very similar draft strategy from Control's team here.
Yeah.
I think
that Jarvan
they
really worked for them.
Yeah, I think they need to ban the Jarvan. I think they've kind of shown that they can let that Rise ban drop, because it didn't really affect that much the last game. I mean, it was reasonable, but it was nothing to be afraid of. I think they do have to be very careful here about letting the Darius through.
Yes, 100%. Now that they're blue side.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if I was gonna say, if they ban the Shen again, that now means that was in the previous game, his next go-to champion beyond the Shen was the Darius, right? So
I think it's scary because there's definitely going to be the Jarvan ban coming out with the last ban. They want to keep that Soraka, keep that Ezreal off the map. So that's one of the difficulties that you're still going to face when you go, oh, there's that map. I think I actually really like that.
Yeah,
get Kayle off that comfort. He looks really good in the game. So
yeah, absolutely.
I like that. But that's kind of going back to it. One of the difficulties of playing against TSS3 is that they have a lot of great champions that they can pull from. And getting rid of the Jarvan, getting rid of the Ezreal, getting rid of the Soraka, that's 3 different positions, and you're still leaving up really big power picks in the mid lane and in the top lane especially. Yeah,
especially. Ooh. I actually thought about this a minute ago. I thought, what if he just decided to play the Darius? And I think that's a good decision. However, I do think Tokyo Panda has to be very careful here. I think he needs to take the route, as long as he can get a reasonable matchup, I think he needs to take the route of just playing much more defensively on Darius. He cannot afford...
Oh, they're going to get the Morgana.
Ooh, they do pull the Morgana, yeah. Notably, they did not ban the Morgana against Monkey, and they do go ahead and grab that for Dude Mandingo here.
So, yeah, also notably, that's 3 games of Janna deciding that it maybe wasn't working as well for them in the previous game.
Yeah.
Dude Mandingo did get caught a little bit in a lot of picks, and did kind of get hit by a lot of Ziggs poke in the later games and wasn't able to contribute necessarily as much. So they're thinking the Morgana might work better for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the Ashe Morgana early picks here. Not only do you take Chaos off of his comfort MF pick, but now they've forced him onto a potential 3rd pick by giving Luciv the Ashe, which Luciv, I believe Ashe is in his top 4 or 5 anyways, so it's already a very comfortable pick for him. I like the Karma in response, though.
That's a lot of lockdown coming down from the bottom.
They go ahead
and grab it again. I'm sorry. Oh man.
I like it though.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
I like when Control's team. I like when any of the teams that have like their mid laner at least in during the season, I should say. I have liked when any of the teams, they take the Sedge. I think that's good as well.
The
I
new
like
experiment didn't quite work.
Yeah, I like the early round from Ziggs.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Because that just gives you, like, you show that this is what I want to play, right? Rather than just saying, hey, you can kind of choose what I play a little bit. You can throw 3-4 bans at me. He's saying, I want to play Ziggs. I want to carry on Ziggs.
Exactly. I think he feels like he's strong enough on the champ that it doesn't matter what he plays against. It doesn't matter what the jungle duo is. And I also want to crucially throw there's the Azir gone away. I think that's a solid pick, especially you want to give Ziggs a little bit more space. But I want to bring up the fact that they left Rook Stout's picks for second rotation the last draft in the previous game, and he got everything banned out.
Yeah,
so they were almost forced into that Nunu. So now they're going to take that Sejuani out of the way and just early and late pick their top and mid.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Rise ban here. I think AiBox did not pick first rotation, and now they're allowed to throw a couple bans his way. They could also go for something like an Orianna ban.
I'm just not sure AiBox going to play Rise again this game.
Yeah, that would be the thing. Is I think a lot of these players, I mean myself included.
Ooh, I actually like that.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that they don't ban the Rise again. Because I was going to say
also really annoying if you're 6.
Yeah, a lot of the players that are like the higher elos on the team, myself included, tend to never want to play the same champs for like the whole series, right? So I would be surprised if AiBox is going to let himself just like, even if they left it up for 4 games.
Oh, the Fiora
played Rise 4 games. Yeah, that'll be a very spicy matchup in the top lane.
Yeah, and Hippogriff has always loved this Fiora pick. Even on games that he doesn't tend to, hard win his lane, he does tend to still enjoy that split push style and TP into objectives. And there's the Skarner.
Yeah, not surprised to see the Skarner again from T-Skull after the Sedge and the Nunu are taken out. That's ends up being one of his remaining picks.
Oh no, I don't know about this pick. I am very not sure about this pick, but
yeah, it's dangerous for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you can pick that. You can't pick that.
Available. Yep, that's disabled in this tournament. Just an FYI to everyone watching. That's why it's not been a contested pick. It's not been a thing at all, and they end up going with it. And they actually do go with the Rise.
Yeah, that's fair. So with this Jhin on Chaos, I don't dislike the pick as a whole. I just think that he has to be extremely careful because like Jhin Karma is a very solid lane, right? But if he gets hit by anything between
man's got to take
Q, multiple ults from Ashe and Sedge, he gets hit by anything, he's just dead.
Yeah.
Right. So he has to be very, very careful. Also, one thing, T-Skull also has to be very careful that he's not getting his ult just completely blocked by the Morgana.
Right. We saw that happen. We saw actually Monkey himself make that happen, I believe, in a previous game where the Skarner actually flashed in for an ult and just got black shielded. So it's definitely a possibility. Dude Mendigo, if he's got those fast fingers on this Morgana, you never know.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think kind of based on what we saw last game, maybe Rook will try and repeat gank control again. But I think a large part of the game is going to be played through the top lane 100% because control and AiBox are just on like we're going to farm
wave player mage,
right?
Farm, Control has been fairly aggressive, I will say. He went for some really play onto this Rise, but
yeah, and also he went for extremely aggressive, extremely greedy. Don't base while you're sitting on 4K.
Yeah, it is NA, right? We can't forget our roots. So
right. I mean, he got a lot of gold out of not basing, but who knows what he
was just disgusting. So
yeah, and he got the free base too. I mean, he didn't have to take the 8 seconds.
Right. Yeah, it's actually just efficient. That's that Diamond 1, Diamond 2 efficiency coming through. But
ignoring the death timer, that definitely is efficiency right there.
Right. But I want to see the summoners this game because summoners are going to be really curious, kind of moving forward, particularly in the top lane and the bottom lane.
Yeah, if Pokemon Panda, I would be curious as to whether
Hippo decides to take Ignite. Right. He's been favoring those lane combat summoners, so
he could.
Outside of the game he played Shen previously, but like.
I was going to say if Pokemon decides to go Ghost on Darius like Hippo did, it is a decent matchup to go Ghost into Fiora because typically in the melee matchups, like when you're playing Darius, I mean, some people when they're playing solo queue will just go Ghost regardless for the pure aggression. But in general, when you're in the melee matchups, you don't really need the Ghost in order to win those fights. I mean, you can stick to people pretty easily. However, with Fiora, forgetting about sticking to her or not, the Ghost is very, very useful in positioning yourself correctly around those vitals, especially when she gets her ultimate off, because then you do want to run.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious to see Summers this game.
I want to say yeah, I mean that obviously Summers are going to be a huge difference, especially since we're probably just going to get flash TP out of the mid lane. We kind of know what we're expecting out of that lane in particular, but the jungle's looking really, really, really different this game. Rookstout forced onto that Nunu in the previous game, had a much, much rougher early game, wasn't able to really connect, blew a lot of flashes, but only was able to convert 1 or 2 of those into an actual kill.
I actually would not be surprised if Control went cleanse here.
That's true, yeah.
The flash TP would be pretty standard, and he did well with it, but I think he may want to just give himself that cleanse.
Excellent this game. You're 100%
knowing
right.
that he's going to get ganked a lot, so we'll see.
Yeah, and you have the Asher, you have Morgana bindings. There's so much value from cleanse this game, so we might just see double cleanse coming out of team control. But let's see if Titanium Skull now on the Skarner versus Sedge on Rookstout, if they're able to have similar impacts in the game. Rookstout making a lot of early ganks happen, and team control, like you said during the analysis, surviving. Team control just like saying we can absorb all these ganks. Let's just let our Skarner farm, get objectives, and eventually we'll just come online through these dragon fights. And they were able to take in a really early soul with only 1 dragon going to the other team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is another game that they can just do that exact same thing. I mean, Ashe is going to be heavier damage, especially if she doesn't get bullied like he did on the Jhin last game. He's going to be heavier damage. Oh, there it is. There's the cleanse from the Ziggs and the Ghost from the Pokemon Panda. Yeah, and also the cleanse from Chaos as well. Which Hippogriff has gone for the TP, which I think is the correct call. He definitely is going to want to get those TP plays in.
But we got to talk about the TP difference, right? I'm just not sure I agree with this Ghost on the Darius, just because it looks like he hasn't been able to necessarily capitalize on any lane advantages.
Right.
And it just changes so much with how you're able to play the late game, right?
Yeah. The big thing there, it looks like we're going to get an invade here. The big thing there is that if he's taking this Ghost, then he needs to.
Monkey's going to make it in time. Oh, yeah, unless he just doesn't walk in, he's going to pop the ward. Yeah.
Good from them there. Actually, through the queue with no vision on Dominion there. But for Pokemon Panda that's top lane, I want to see him using this Ghost primarily to just not be giving any kills over.
Yeah, that's free gold for Monkey right there. They're going to be forced to base. Monkey's probably going to stop this elusive base as well. Wow, wasting a lot of time on the other hand. I was going to just kind of amend my statement and say, like, I also get this Ghost for lane because this is kind of like one of those volatile matchups where if one person gets far enough ahead, you literally can't split push against them. It's just,
absolutely.
You're just kind of like forced to wait for the wave to crash into the tower. So I can.
And I will say, like, going if they come out of lane fairly even, I will say going into the late game, Darius is going to be much more useful than Fiora in this scenario.
100%,
Fiora falls off in those late game team fights because she just can't. Like, she's a duelist. She wants to 1v1. She wants the side lane, and when she gets into team fights, like, unless you're blocking some serious ults and damage with your W, you're just not going to be providing the usefulness that Darius will be once he's getting stacked up and then just applying massive bleeds as well as Black Cleaver shred to the entire team.
Absolutely. Or post a skill-based ability review or a very skillful champ. Let's see. Hippogriff is skillful enough to make it to be a carry. It lands a little bit of vital damage. Nice job. Pokemon Panda just kind of walking back and forth. I like that Darius skin. So far, fairly even around the map, except for the top lane. Fiora has the 1 CS, a little bit of a wave building up as well.
Yeah, Pokemon Panda actually gets to level 2, does not go for the aggressive trade on Hippogriff.
Yeah.
Have actually a cold start for Chaos Storm in the bot lane. That's maybe a little
greedy. That last game too.
Yeah.
Man's just favoring it whenever. I mean, I also watched that sneaky analysis video. Oh, nice mighty coming over top. Elusive,
hey, I mean, he has not been overly pressured in lane, and he's been able to go and farm off, so he's fine to do that.
100%, and that cold does make a gold difference. Ooh, a little bit of damage. Hippogriff just kind of playing safe, popping his vital. For post coming through. Now here comes the pull. Now that the bleed now stacking up onto him. Tokemon Panda taking a lot of minion damage though, and not able to fully stack it up.
Yeah, I like to see this from Pokemon Panda already. He's already got the wave shoving in the past. On I think all 3 games, he had the lane shoved to him right away. He's falling behind in farm right away. He's not taking trades right away. He has already gotten a little bit of a CS lead. He's shoving the lane, kind of keeping it where he wants. He just needs to be careful now that he's not going to get ganked. But if he can keep playing like this, I think we'll see a pretty solid game out of Pokemon Panda this time.
Absolutely. And I also want to point out that Brook with the bot side start this time around, and on the Sejuani, instead of more of a aggressive jungler like the Jarvan 4, it's one of those things where this 3 to 3.5 minute mark is usually where you're watching for that top gank.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sejuani deciding to end up just full clearing your top side, not going for that gank. But
yeah, both junglers full clearing on both sides. Interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, T-Skull now taking that bot side.
Yeah, I almost wonder if Rook got a little scared from last game, just from the fact that his ganks were not successful whatsoever, and now he's just like, you know what, I'm just going to farm. Because that kind of seems to be what he did.
Oh, we're posting nothing. Pokemon Panda kind of just taking a little bit of damage, a little low on mana. Now he sees the Sedge coming in. Get a little bit of a warning ping coming through. Rook's out walking through, lands the CC onto him, forces the flash out of Pokemon Panda. Pokemon Panda definitely could have gotten out of that.
Yeah, that's kind of the scenario that I'm talking about, where I want to see, like, if you're caught in that scenario, you just bring your ghost. It's a way shorter cooldown. It's like 3 minutes as opposed to 5.
I'm not even convinced that he would have died.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it's possible.
But that being said, because Fiora was like miles away from being able to help with Sejuani passive, and Sejuani probably would have been able to get it, but he would have been under tower at that point. So
yeah, regardless, I do like that he is playing respectfully of the
wow, that karma damage, goodness.
Yeah, actually, that's a very not huge lead, but about 10 CS after this wave from Chaos already.
Excellent job by the bot lane of Team Control, looking like a huge difference, just night and day between the lanes. You compare game 2 and game 1 to this game, just absolute night and day difference in pressure.
Absolutely.
The gold is still very even, but we're seeing like CS be even or even ahead in a lot of the lanes. Now here comes T-Skull around the side. He sees the Hippogriff. Oh, Elusive is forced to flash back out and heal. Monkey is 1 HP coming through, but gets the ignite on. Elusive double flashing with the Chaos Storm on the Jhin, securing that final last hit.
Despite the first blood, I think this is still pretty worth overall for the bot lane of Control's team here, because Chaos now gets the free time to farm in this lane, and he's already ahead in CS.
Hippogriff is taking a lot of damage from T-Skull. Here comes another gank. Pokemon Panda misses his Q. Hippogriff goes back in on T-Skull, who is taking a lot of damage from that wave. There's just a repeat gank. Hippogriff, however, still has TP.
Yeah, both bot laners here will be able to base and get that BF right away. So better for Elusive this time around, because in the previous games he's coming back to the BF sort of deficit. So
exactly, yeah, able to have with that first blood money, like you said, able to secure it. Works out now with this early dragon control on the other side, so we know it's not going to be an Infernal Skull, which is pretty huge for both of these teams.
If Monkey passed back down. No, they see that Abarn has left, and they're just going to go ahead and
cover the plates
here.
Yeah, I think they've just accepted that the dragon's going to be gone.
I don't think they knew.
Mid lane. Oh, they didn't know?
Yeah, there was no vision. He never walked over
Very
vision.
possible. Yeah. Just
I think
nice
Monkey roamed mid to attempt to pressure Abarn. Abarn had left to go get drag with him, and I mean, Control does get a play, so there's a little.
It's only one play,
back. Yeah, but
and a little bit
overall,
lead, but
overall definitely worth for.
We're still seeing like a solid 15 to 16 CS lead in the bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And
a little bit of a trade happening. Oh, the ult coming out on over top. Hippogriff going for it. The ghost being popped. Misses everything. Pokemon Panda just runs away with that ghost.
Yeah, Tokemon's gonna heal up and then go get this this plant here, and I think honestly that's the kind of thing I like to see, right? So what Pokemon needs to do now that he's burned this ghost in exchange for the Fury ulti, he needs to play very aggressively in this lane.
Yeah, no sums available to him, but Hippogriff actually with a level advantage. I think the wave management on Hippogriff has just been much more advantageous. Pokemon Panda with a little bit of an HP deficit, now getting his vitals proc, missing his Q as well. Missing the cannon. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rougher in this lane, just because he's kind of taking a lot of poke from these Fiora Qs.
Yeah, I will say it's been better for him overall than it has in previous games, because
100%.
at this point, he'd normally be down like 10, 15 CS, and he's close to down 10, but I mean, he's got the wave in a more aggressive position kind of where he wants
Yeah, this might be a little rough. It's looking like a 2v2 between top jungle. T-Skull does have Smite available to him. Rookstout does as well, but it's a chilling Smite. Let's see, it's going to be a Smite off. Rookstout takes it, gets the Scuttle. Are they going to be able to punish him for it? Doesn't look like it, because Hippogriff is rotating down. Now the schedule coming through. He is level 6, T-Skull is level 5, and Rise around the site just donating the kill. Yeah, now it's a blue buff take as well, and blue buff is going to be gone. Great job by Rookstout, knowing that he has prio in all of his lanes. T-Skull doing all the work for him, but not able to secure the Smite.
Yeah, good collapse there. I think regardless
takes the blue buff. Nice. Control gets the blue buff.
Yeah, well done. Control. I think T-Skull there, regardless of whether you take the Skull or not with the Smite, you need to leave through the top lane.
Yeah,
because
100%.
You should know at that point that Fura does not have ulti and Darius does, and that's your pressure. Like,
Dude Indigo forced to use a Black Shield on himself, Monkey with the W on the tether doesn't land. Chaos Storm still a healthy CS lead down here. I gotta say as well that they really hinged on who landed the Smite, right? Because Rookstout hit 6 on that, and he was able to follow up and take a lot of damage, and now get the Rift Herald. So
yeah,
it's pretty rough that T-Skull did all the damage onto the Scuttle and just didn't land the Smite.
Yeah, absolutely. Overall, across the board, Control's team is up in CS, especially mid and bot, almost 20 CS lead now coming in for Chaos. That's going to be pretty huge.
Yeah,
and
very nice.
Pokemon Panda has actually managed to close this CS gap in the top lane a little bit as well. So
yeah, I want to point out that starter kit, especially early on, is primarily just him walking at people and landing his ult, right? He hasn't, every time you've seen him play Skarn, he hasn't been able to really make that happen through whether it's lane ganks or just vision plays as well. So
yeah,
it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, Control looking very
great ward coverage.
Yeah, Control's looking very solid on this 10 CS per minute though, and that's going to be huge. And honestly, Chaos is not too far off from 10. I mean, he's got 9-ish. So
the math checks out.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that one little kind of rough play around topside Scuttle, game's looking pretty solid for both teams. Very minor goal difference in favor of Tilted Season 3. I believe that's going to be mostly on the jungle and top, especially since mid it looks like it's in favor of the Hippogriff going for a little bit of a trade, pocketing some vitals. Pokemon Panda too scared to turn around and deal any damage back to him. Hippogriff has kind of free reign on this lane.
The major gold difference here is in the jungle between that 20 CS lead. It's about 500 gold, but then Jin is also up
Monkey's
about
pretty
500.
low. Black Shield's coming over top on Ash, but sorry, continue.
Oh, Jin's just up on gold.
Oh, the arrow coming through, but they landed. Oh, the cleanse coming through. Chaos Storm doesn't cleanse anything. Squirts flash back out. Nice job. Landing the bind, misses the arrow, but the Sedgel coming over top of the ignite. Monkey was already 1 HP. Here comes the ghost, misses the E, the apprehend onto him. Hippogriff with the ult landing over top on Hippo, or excuse me, on Pokemon. Now, I think the TP is going to be Rise, I believe. Yeah, T-Squad to get out. Multiple flashes and summoners burned.
Control looking to help out.
Chaos Storm going over top. Chaos Storm's going to be dead as well. You're going to be looking for it. Rookstout lives with 1 HP. He's really looking to help with this Rift Herald. Lucid is very, very low. Are they going to be able to get him? Oh,
Dude Mandingo, no. Has to burn the flash and the cleanse.
Yeah, Lucid is going to be forced to dodge around, but he is Ash. Has a lot of boost speed. Flash. Monster Q coming out from Morgana. Nice job. Oh, goes for the fancy satchel Q play on the Ziggs. Nice job.
Big play from Control there, showing a lot of aggression when he knows that the team
plays for Aaron though.
Turn around on him. Yeah.
I think they want this drag. I have to believe that they're going to go for this. Aaron is out of mana. They saw Rookstout was forced to base with no HP.
Yeah, I mean, their jungler is pretty far off here, so if they did go for it, they're going to want to do it now. Control is in the bot lane getting some free time on both farm and plates, so...
Yeah, that's probably more worth it. Control definitely has to be the carrying force on this team yet again, although Jin does have that Storm Razor.
I think my Panda has to be super careful. Okay, I would say if he
here's the drag.
Yeah, this is a good drag attempt from them. However,
they are still kind of half HP.
Aburn has already ulted.
Monkey's just around the side zoning, getting his ult, charge back up, controls around the side, forces, wait, Duman goes around the side as well. Monkey's pretty low, gets bound up, Lucifer's going for the arrow, has the Zanyas. That's probably the stopwatch. Monkey might still be dead though, has no flash. As we saw earlier, T-Skull walking up, trying to help him out. Let's see if the pool comes through to kill him.
Oh.
Yes, it does. Nice job by Duman securing the kill onto the support. Monkey playing a little too far up, zoning the enemy team, but the secures the drag.
Yeah, despite the kill, the Drag Secure is definitely worth it. However, we are once again looking at a Cloud Drake, so we're definitely not going to have that massive lead from the Ocean
Tokemon's
Soul that
so
we
low.
had last time.
He's falling so far behind with this now. He's just going to be zoned off of XP. Has obviously no TP. Hasn't been able to capitalize on this Ghost. I think his timing might have passed in lane. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall this is still... I mean, it's not good, but he lost later
Great plates
in
for
the lane
Avarn.
phase. Yeah,
Sure.
Avarn's definitely getting... Both,
He has
both
2
of them
plates so
definitely
far.
get
He might
pretty,
get 3 here. However, Team Skull's around the site. Avarn taking a lot of damage from that E. Now the Satchel coming
good.
through. They don't know that
Satchel.
Sejuani's here. They're going to see him through. T-Skull might just die.
T-Skull's level
He's getting
7.
CC'd down. The TP coming over top. T-Skull is definitely dead. Just overextends way too far by himself. Hippogriff with the TP coming through. Taking a little bit of damage, but he has the space to do that. That's a double TP versus no TPs on the other team. T-Skull not looking super hot on this Garner pick. Getting a lot of his jungle, a lot of things taken away from him.
Yeah, T-Skull's biggest thing right now is he just
Missing
needs to
the
get
binding. KSR might go for this on Luciv, taking a lot of damage though. Here comes the arrow over top. Monkey might be trying to help. Now it's a 2v2 kill. Monkey's 100% dead as well.
Huge.
Great job by Doom-Indigo and Luciv.
Yeah, huge play from Lucid and Doom-Indigo there to show that this time around they are not going to be the ones that are getting 2v2.
Yeah, and it's a 5k gold difference. Excuse me, like probably more like 4.5k. Avarn coming through now. They're definitely going to look for this dive here. Hypocrite might just be able to solo him out. Yeah, he
We're
actually
just
just
gonna
solos
die
him.
here.
He gets the heal from the ult, but it's not enough to heal him back up. Avarn actually flashed to try and steal the kill. Excuse me, secure the kill. It's Avarn we're talking about here. But that being said, still a huge gold difference happening. Control is really the only one on the team that's looking strong.
Control does snag the mid turret in return, which is pretty good for them. Yeah, the pretty big CS gap in the bot lane has now been completely closed, especially after that 2v2 by Luciv and Doom-Indigo. So it's looking a lot better for them in this bot lane. Actually, we've already
Look at
seen
the kills in the bot lane.
Yeah, I was going to point out that there's almost a 5k gold lead already.
That's unreal.
So
yeah, Doom-Indigo is well on his way to a Zanias, and Luciv is very large on this Ashe. He's going to be able to 1v1 anyone on the enemy team. Like I don't know anyone that, because Darius can't touch him.
Yeah, if anything, it'd just have to be Ziggs would have to land like a full combo on him. So it's definitely looking a little scary for Control's team right now. I mean, they're not out of it because they didn't.
Yeah, it's difficult because every time I look at the map, I just see Starner not around. It's not in position around his objectives. It's very difficult because his team's trying to set up around it, but it's just gone. T-Skull might be looking for something on the back end, but it's a full 5v3. Jhin is in the bot side. The Morgana root coming through. T-Skull might be dead. He doesn't have flash available to him, and now the rest of the team collapses, and Avarn gets another kill.
That is...
Rooks out with the flash shield over top, looking for Monkey on the side. Control is just kind of peppering from the mid lane, though, and doing a lot of damage.
Jhin does get some free time there.
Oh, nice arrow coming through. Doesn't quite land it. Morgana's looking for the bind, doesn't land it as well. Takes it. Oh my god, he might have just killed himself with his Zanya's. T-Skull. Oh, excuse me. Doom-Indigo around the side. Control's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, fortunately for Avarn's team, they're controlled through his ulti, trying to get the trying to steal the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Rise porting back out. Ooh, nice satchel. Stopping
nice.
Nice Jhin ult coming back over top. The phase rush isn't going to be enough to get him out. Control lands another kill.
Huge play.
Great job by Control, popping the Rise with the
also
and interrupts with his ult.
This is kind of a little, almost, I mean, not quite the story of last game, but it's kind of similar. Control has now just picked up another 700 gold shutdown.
Yeah, although Rift out and Lucifer around the side, this is going to look really rough if they decide to go for it. Control's zones him off. But however, this chase ability with Ashe forces the flashback out. Monkey might just be the sacrificial person. However, they're turning around and dealing so much damage to Luciv. Now here's T-Skull back on the Starner, looking for it. Chaos Star with
Chaos,
the flash.
huge play.
Shot Q. Rift out's going to get rooted up back as well. T-Skull doesn't have flash, he doesn't have ultimate though, so they're not going to go pursue any farther. Oh my goodness. That's the danger of chasing into Ziggs Karma.
Yeah,
and it's going to be looking like another Dragon Secure Control. Does he have a Honey Fruit to be able to heal back up?
Yeah.
Doesn't, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. He has enough mana to take it. He's just going to be dead for another 15 seconds. This is definitely a drag.
Hippogriff did manage to get the solo kill in the top lane and is now going to be getting the turret as well. However, in favor of Control's team, I mean, top turret is generally not something that matters anywhere near as much as obviously mid lane, but even bot
at this point in the game
with the dragon. And so Control's team on that last play has now broken the second tier of the mid lane turrets. So despite like gold lead has now closed from almost 5k to less than 2k, which is
That's right.
absolutely huge for them. They got 2 huge shutdowns from AiBox and Elusive there onto the respective carries of Control and Chaos, and so
And Elusive as well.
yeah, and so
Oh, excuse me. I I misunderstood what you're saying. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, here comes the Ziggs ult over top.
Huge
They're probably
damage.
gonna be able to save the tower as well. They can't do it anymore, taking a lot of tower damage. Ziggs
Yeah.
working toward that death cap second instead of the Leandries. He's gonna be
yeah,
so strong.
yeah, and honestly, he doesn't really need the Leandries as much this game from the single tank threat of Rook.
Yeah,
which-
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At this point, it's already looking a little bit scary for AiBox's team. Like, they were in a very comfortable position, and now you've got this exact same scenario of a just absolutely massive Ziggs,
Mhm.
who's only going to be getting bigger at this point. He's still maintaining almost a 10 CS per minute.
Yeah.
Pokemon Panda is nowhere near as behind in this game as he was last game. Like,
I mean, he's still, don't get me wrong, it's still been pretty rough for the day.
yeah, he's just not down like 80 CS and 4 kills right now.
Yeah, he's going to
Rather,
exist in the game.
one
Yeah,
and-
he is,
one
he's
and
down,
40
he's
right
down a
now.
level. Yeah, he's down to 2 deaths. So Rick's out around the side, like maybe looking for an ult.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
go
I
for
do
it.
like.
Lucky. I think they're just going to try and force the issue on this tower, which looks like they're going to be able to do. Rick's out maybe just coming in. Yep, here's the Rick
Actually
They're definitely going to at
burned
least
Herald.
take this tower. There's no
yeah.
way. That's pretty rough. The Herald's going to lose a lot of health
Yeah,
to take
I
this
think
tower, which
that.
is not anyways.
Yeah, that Herald is gonna just die for that tower, which is very, very rough.
Yeah, dragging
Ooh,
out for 3
Chaos.
minutes. But here is Chaos around the side, too far up. Might just die to Rook's out. Yeah, he's just going to get stunned up. And here's the Rise ult over top. He's definitely just dead. T-Skull walking in, trying to save his
Pokemon Panda,
team,
you
but
don't want that.
Pokemon is now here. They're just beating the enemy team 1 by 1. Is Baron coming up soon? Not sure, but Control wasn't available. You cannot be that far up without your Ziggs. They're
Baron
gonna
will
look for
be
a
up in
20-minute
about.
Baron.
Yeah, Baron will be up in about 15. They have
Dude,
to be
Mandingo goes for it,
super
yeah.
careful.
Oh, gets the root. Nice job. Dude, Mandingo popping his Black Shield a little bit too early. But
Yeah, they have
he's
to-
just owning at this point.
If they had killed Ziggs in that, I think they can go
Fior's
for
still
this.
bot side split pushing.
Yeah, without Ziggs being dead, I don't think they can actually go for this. I mean,
They do a lot of damage.
They
It's
are
gonna be
doing
tough,
damage.
but it's gonna be a
Ziggs
matter
is
of
there,
if
though.
Ziggs gonna be able to poke it down. Doom and Dingo landing a bind. They're gonna be looking for the turn, I think. No, they're just gonna go for the finish. Rookstout's
Rook's
taking a lot of
almost
damage though. Amark flashing in. This is the last Q though. It's gonna be able to kill him. He has the phase rush ticking. He's not gonna be able to follow up. Is he? No, doesn't. Misses that 1 Q and it was crucial apparently. They
Yeah,
stopped
Rook,
the Baron.
Rook,
Great job, by team.
Rook was taking
Oh,
way
they're
too
going to look for
much damage.
Hippogriff. The Storm Razor's slow, going on to Hippogriff. Are they going to be able to catch up with him? He has Fiora, so he has quite speed with the Q as well. The Storm Razor's slow, continue coming down, plus the Jin Fleet footwork. They're going to be able to find this eventually. Now
Ooh,
the,
good.
oh, the riposte coming
good
through.
dodge.
They're going to keep him alive with the Storm Razor. Now here's Aron. He might be in a bad spot. He's might going to go for the one-shot onto Chaos Storm. This is that last Q. He's going to be able to kill him. It doesn't matter. Doom Indigo is coming down to support T-Skull without any ult, it looks like. He's going to go for the Skull onto Aron, who goes to the stairs. Pokemon Panda's around the sites trying to fight this Morgana. Is Aron going to live?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, he's going to live! He heals
Oh,
back up.
no.
He's the one, and his healing passes with the domination. Nobody else was there to support. Control was mid, and he heals back up, going with the 1v1. Pokemon Panda around the side basically is completely solo zoned by the Morgana support. And they trade 2 for 1.
Yeah,
Aron
that's
now with 6, 1, and 2. He is very
Pretty
large.
crazy. Yeah, that would have been another big shutdown. But notably, Chaos did snag the small shutdown of 150 for 450 gold on the kill for Fiora. So
Yeah.
Chaos, while he looks like he's on nearly exactly even footing with Elusive, he's actually a little bit ahead here between the shutdowns he's gotten. He's about 200 gold up on him.
I do want to point out that, like, how many buffs has Brookstout taken from Titanium Skull at this point? Titanium Skull on the Scar 0-5-0. That's had a really rough game. Hasn't quite been able to secure anything, make anything happen.
Yeah, that is pretty rough. About 1,000 gold up in the jungle there for Rook.
Brookstout going for it though. He's over the wall. He's kind of by himself though. Has no team. Goes for the ult.
Ult whips.
Black Shield is down. However, oh, nice Mikhail's going over top from Monkey. Now controls Still has plans. Oh no, he doesn't. He's out of the way, but Brookstout's kind of tanking everything. Pokemon Panda around the side. Hippogriff is by himself, but the Rise ult coming through. Oh, way back there. Only Dude Mandingo and I believe that's the Sejuani take the Rise ult, but it's pretty low health bars on Control and Chaos.
Yeah, I think that
the other team as
that
well.
Risevolt was kind of a panic. Like, I think they were expecting to see Ziggs throws full combo out. Oh, Doomman
goes out to control. Oh, the play. Control trying his hardest to carry the rest of his team into his Pokemon Panda is now getting caught. He's getting slowed up by the Ash. Forced the flashback over the wall. However, they're able to take the Skarner Spire as well, and they might be able to take this fight now. Hippogriff goes in, or posts not really anything, but T-Skull's in the middle of it and just dies. The Ignite coming, taking the Hippogriff is going to stay alive. Brookstad is super tank in the middle of it. Control force the flashback out. Pokemon Panda's now on the flank. Is he going to be able to do anything here? Now with the ult, Tejwani's not tanky enough. Lucifer on the side. The Jin ult, Lucifer's going to die. Yes, for the last Jin shot. Avron's going to get slowed down. They're going to go for this for sure. Is Avron strong enough to take this 1v3? He is super strong. He's going to look for the big fight. Chaos Storm is pretty strong as well. Wow, with the TP coming back through, that's the
Chaos has his 4th shot.
Yeah, that's the Hippogriff. Fiora, Chaos has his 4th shot. He definitely, if he had Flash, could have gone for it, but it's just going to be a big fight for no objective take. Wow, these fights are so close.
That is honestly still pretty good for Control's team. I mean, they're just slowly getting extra kills.
Oh my god, Doom
Control. He's already doing
from being alive. It is 60% down. Yeah. They're going to be able to secure this drag, I think. The rest of Team Control is pretty low. T-Skill might be looking for a steal. Doesn't have Flash, doesn't have a blast coming.
Almost has ult.
Yeah, he might be looking for it. Dude Mendigo is here. Oh, doesn't quite take it with the class 6 Q. Avron secures it with the ult. Or excuse me, with the Q. Now Ziggs ult coming over top. Avron going to secure this blue buff. I mean, it's a case of where the power is, right? Rise is so strong. Ziggs is so strong.
Yeah, they're basically even on gold. There's very slightly up a few hundred, but I mean, if last game is any indication of how this one's going to go, I think Control was much more impactful than Avron was last game. We'll just have to see. The biggest difference for this game from last game is going to be T-Skull's current power level, I think, because last game he wasn't massive, he wasn't significantly far ahead, but he was still a tank. At this point, he's not a tank yet.
No, doesn't have that. He only has that jungle HP item completed. Doesn't have a completed item outside of that. Looks like he's going to go for kind of an amalgamation of different items, so he doesn't really have anything coming down the pipeline. Probably going for that adaptive helm with that Negatron cloak.
I think it's probably going towards the Gargoyles again. He's got the stopwatch as well.
So.
Also,
that's it.
Also, adaptive does not build out a Negatron cloak.
Oh, excuse me. Yep, that's Spectres.
But yeah, so I will say in the top lane, which we thought was going to be a little more volatile than it was, Pokemon Panda is not particularly strong this game, but he's still not significant.
Take just a chunk. That's kind of Control's MO. He picks someone and just says, "You're going to start this fight at 1 HP," and that's and that he's really good at that. Especially against AD carries, he just doesn't let them play the game.
Yeah, he actually is still going to end up going for that Landry's at this point.
I think that's a smart move.
Yeah, it's
just guaranteed poke, right? You land anything and it's just burn.
Yeah, I do like this kind of triple threat from Control's team here in these team fights, and even just potentially leading up into the team fights. You've got the Ziggs obviously doing massive damage and getting picks. But then
they see the Ziggs go bot and they're gonna try and go for this dragon. Crucially, T-Skill was also in the bottom lane. This might just be a free Baron. They have no idea. I don't think they're looking for it. But they're getting zoned, and this Baron's definitely just gone. Are they going to be able to take a fight after? Crucially, Dude Mendigo flashes in for the ult. The Ash Arrow goes wide. Pokemon Panda's around the side, but he's waiting on the Blast Cone. They might be still able to take this fight. If they're able to land some poke, the satchel comes through. Only under Rook's Stout, though. Dude Mendigo's 1 HP. Is he going to be able to get out? With the Storm Razor coming through. T-Skull getting super chunked by this Rise. The Skarner Flash coming through, but not able to ult anyone.
Yeah, very good sneak on the very good sneak on the Baron there. We'll see if they're able to turn it into anything else.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure. I think they saw the Rise bottom, so T-Skull was maybe perhaps looking for a flash play onto the Rise. But as soon as they saw T-Skull and Control show bot, they just immediately turned to the Baron and take a free Baron.
Yeah, it was a very good decision there. Once they know the Ziggs is not only bot lane, but he doesn't have TP. You know, the only thing he can do in that fight is maybe throw an ultimate from a very long distance. So as much damage as that's going to do, it's not going to prevent you from taking that Baron.
Yeah, and it is rough because like Skarner is so weak at this point, but Ziggs is taking all the jungle camps, but kind of has to. He's the guy that's been making the plays. He's the guy that needs to carry. Meanwhile, they're just kind of walking it down with the Baron. His gold lead is extending even more now. It's 6k gold difference. However, it is 50k gold into the game, 27 minutes in. So maybe not the most impactful time, but still a sizable lead.
Yeah, we've got the.
Oh, Hippogriff is 1 HP. Nice play by Tokemon Panda. Now ghosting for it. Goes for it.
Ooh, well played there.
Solo kill. Excellent job by Tokemon Panda. But Ghost Summoners was securing the kill. That is going to delay that Baron push quite a bit. Meanwhile, bot side, T-Skull and Chaos Storm.
They had the 1-3-1 going, but unfortunately a little bit of a misplay there in the side lane. It was Tokemon Panda
going for the root on just first out, that just fuse away. It's fine. It's a big tank anyways.
Yeah, so I just rewatched what happened in the bot lane or in the top lane there. Hippogriff is just being greedy.
Rise is on the flank. He's below them. They don't know where the Rise is. Works that with the Sejuani, excuse me, with the Black Shield onto him. Nice vision control in the red side. Rally is now pushing bottom. Chaos Storm using his 4-shot onto that pink ward. Tokemon Panda getting bound up a little bit. Sejuani decides now's the time to go in. They have the arrow coming through. Rise is on the side. T-Skull's super by himself. I think he's just going to be dead. Getting slowed up by this elusive. Now gets flashed by the Rise. Now the Sejuani Cult comes over top. Time's coming through. Oh my goodness, the monkey Karma is just dead. Black Shield coming through and they're going to be able to do so much damage. But this flashes out. But he takes Rook. He takes it. It doesn't matter. He's still alive though. He's able to get through. Dude Mendigo now inside the Jin ult. Takes the 4-shot from it. Not enough to kill him. Big damage coming through, but no kills. Crucially, two people dead. Hippogriff taking a lot of damage. 4-shot coming through with the heal, and the Lucifer gets rooted up by the Jin. Chaos Storm is really strong. However, he might be in a rough spot with these Baron minions hitting him at the same time. Lucifer's walking forward. Control's going for him. Hippogriff and Doom and Tigo are super low. Are they going to be able to support him? Rise, meanwhile, bot lane. Split pushing, taking in him. It's just on his own. Tokemon Panda can't do anything to stop him.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge rotation plays there from Abrams' team there, as they still managed to use that Baron to force down 2 lanes. They decide to...
Yeah, it's a dragon.
Yeah, they grab the dragon as well. They'll be threatening Soul for the next dragon, about 35. I don't know if this game will go on that long, but well played from Abrams' team there to put the strongest threat in the side lane and then everyone else in the mid lane, and then just force Control to choose where am I going to defend.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's like just a huge mechanical misplay happening there as well, where when Skarner was getting collapsed on, he was getting basically run on by the Ashe. He had every opportunity to just at least turn around and press R. I don't know if it would have done anything, but
yeah, I agree. I mean, Luciv, if at any point he jumps onto either Abarn or Luciv, which is a little tough with Abarn with the Bansheesville, but if at any point he just flashes in and presses R on somebody, he at least will give Control the option to get damage onto them, and maybe 100%. You just die for it, but you're just dying anyways. Like, you got to do something.
Yeah, exactly. At least look for an aggressive play instead of just kind of sitting around the side and eventually getting poked down and dying. T-Skull not thinking enough against this Rise. He kind of does get washed out by this Rise, and that was a problem that we were kind of hinting at that might have occurred last game, but it didn't occur because he was sufficiently itemized against it.
Yeah, at this point in the game. Yeah, at this point in the game, he was completed 3 items. Yeah. Actually, the game was basically over.
He doesn't have a single item. It's 31 minutes in, and he doesn't have a single completed item outside of his normal item.
Right. I mean, I think he's going to be fairly close to that. Yeah, he's sitting on about 1k. I think he's going to be fairly close to finishing that stone plate, but even with an activated stone plate, he's still going to only be sitting about 3k health.
Yeah, nice job by Bunky getting that Banshees off. Crucially, Chaos is also pretty strong. It's going to have to be them popping off, him in Control, maybe Tokemon Panda on a big flank. Level 15, definitely not super weak. Abarn, however, level 17, super scary on this Rise, has the blue buff. He can just sit here and super farm. T-Skull maybe just has to make a decision to go for this Rise without his Banshees spell. Monkey walking forward, trying to make a play. However, Dude Mendigo walks really far up. He's going to potentially get 4-shot. However, the cleanse coming through, the flash, Mikhail's, oh my goodness, the Rise bounce is coming through. He's going to kill everyone if they stay. Now here comes Luciv, he's taking the mid tower. If Hippogriff around the side, knows he can't split push against, but the Control with the Ziggs comes over top. One shot to Mendigo, Chaos Storm with no summoners. He does have the cleanse, but no flash available. One of course that was going to go for it. They might have been able to with his Rise flashing over the wall.
Yeah, that was a very well placed Ziggs ultimate there. He puts it right on top of him. Dumendigo tries to flash out and still gets caught by the edge of it.
Yeah. Dude, Hippogriff still pushing. This 1-3-1 is absolutely critical for them. Great job setting it up by the team of TSS3, but it's over now. They were able to secure a lot of damage onto these 2 inhibitor turrets, but not quite break the base. They might just be playing for the next Baron.
Yeah, despite everything that's been going on, the
oh god, they're just on it.
Yeah, they're just gonna murder this.
It's over.
The only thing here that I would say is still going in the favor of.
Oh, the arrow comes through. Monkey gets hit by it, and he's going to be gone as a result. The Sedgel over top of T-Skull might be in a bad spot as well. T-Skull with extra move speed, is he going to be able to get out? Yep, they're just going to give up the chase. Reset with that Baron buff.
Yeah, AiBox will probably
it's
likely
another
TP
fresh
back in
Baron.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only thing that's still going in the favor of Control's team here is that the gold difference is primarily in the top jungle and support roles. AiBox and Ziggs are still.
Ooh, Luciv taking a huge chunk from Ziggs there, but Leandris taking over top of him. Has no lifesteal available outside of the Morelos. However,
Ooh.
one shot by this rise. AiBox, even through the cleanse, isn't able to stay alive. Oh my goodness, Ziggs is doing his best to deal the damage. He knows that there's no Sejuani ult threatening him, but this inhibitor's definitely just gone. That Ziggs Q coming through, the heal coming through as well. AiBox theraping that Ziggs ult, but it's so much damage. If Control had a team around him, he might be able to make this game happen, but it's looking very, very bleak.
Yeah, this inhib should be coming up fairly soon. However, we've got the drag coming up in about 50 seconds here. It will be soul point for AiBox's team here, and notably it is a Cloud Drake, so it's not the end of the world if Control's team just does decide to go ahead and give that soul over. The biggest thing is probably going to be less the movement speed gained from the ultimates, but rather just the 10% movement speed in general, because that will help you dodge some of this.
And another Cloud is another ultimate cooldown reduction, right?
Right.
Can't underestimate that. They're forced to rotate top to deal with this Rise. Rise walking forward, he has that Banshee's fail. He's definitely gonna be able to just kill Control here. Yeah, flash forward, Control has to flash back out, and it's gonna be 3 inhibs in favor of the TSS3 lineup. They're pressuring the win now. This might be the end for Team Control and the end of TCL Season 1. We might be crowning our champs depending on what happens here. No, that's just 2 inhibitors. They're going press the go button. Finally, Skarner gets it ult. Gets it onto Luciv.
Oh, huge play.
Control, but here comes Rise around the side. It's literally cleaned up on the Chaos number. Super large. Looks like there's 1 HP. Control is still alive, and so is AiBox. They're going for it. AiBox is super low. Gets 4 shot by Chaos. Huge go button. That's what they needed the entire time. Hippogriff is 1 HP. They're using half HP. He's forced to be running away, but there's a lot of waves funneling into the base. Hippogriff's just going to be queuing out. Chaos Storm has their Storm Razor, goes for the W, does hit the root. He might be looking for it, but goes for the prediction. Oh, doesn't land it, and Hippogriff
almost finds him.
Yeah,
Rook will now be
on the chase,
drag.
but he's going to be soloing the drag for the soul. That's huge.
Yeah, it's.
Wow.
I mean, it's enough for them to survive right now. I mean, it's not going to be something that is going to
Hippogriff
Monkey overchase
is here in his full tilt. Oh no, Monkey with the overchase. Oof. I gotta say though, that's what they had to be doing the entire game, and I'm glad they are able to put it together now. But
yeah, they pulled the trigger finally onto Luciv. T-Skull just flashes in and pulls him in. Luciv has now decided to buy the QSS after that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, very well played from T-Skull there. He needed to be doing that much more.
The Black Shield came over way late.
Yeah, and so notably shutdowns have gone on to, let's see, 650 gold shutdown onto Ziggs and 700 gold shutdown onto Jhin. So gold is
Jin's
going
strong.
where they need it to.
Jhin is really, really strong. I mean, he's
both are carries around 4 items. So like, despite like an 8k gold difference does look massive and it is pretty big, but when your carries are when your carries are on even footing, it 8k doesn't matter so much because they're going to be outputting very similar damage to what you're outputting.
Yeah. It's just important that they're also recognizing where the QSSs are. Oh, here's the TP now. Popping the satchel a little bit early, doesn't get the damage on the Hippogriff, but they're going to force 3 inhibs. AiBox's around the side by himself. He knows he's so strong with his Banshee's Veil. Doom Indigo takes 1 Q yet again. It's so much damage. Luciv around the side, he's trying to dodge out. He can't quite get down onto the inhib. AiBox is just pushing the wave in by himself. Look at that damage. The fourth empowered 1400 damage. Took on Panda, doesn't quite get hit. Chaos Storm's pretty far up, and so is Monkey. They're looking to just defend this inhib with all they have. Meanwhile, T-Skull and Tokamar have the really unenviable task of trying to zone off the Spiders from just winning the game. Rook's now taking so much damage from Chaos Storm popping the cleanse. Now Control gets Sedge ulted, but he zones him off with his. Oh my goodness, that's unbelievable. That's exactly what we were talking about. Chaos Storm forced to flash back out. Hippogriff going in for Control. Now this inhib is going to be on his hit. AiBox is just 1v4 in the backline. And Hippogriff going into it now. Control popping that stairs. Hippogriff is pretty low, gets a nice parry off. my Pandas kind of tanking in the middle of the team. Loose was pretty low, pops that QSS.
Yeah,
Now
with the
Chaos Storm is in
bar.
the middle of the enemy team, and it might just be over. This might be the video game. We're looking at TSS3 winning it all. TSS3 on the back of this Rise and this Elusive Ash and the entire team's performance have taken the crown. TSS3, Tilted since Season 3, what a performance.
Control tried his absolute hardest there to carry, did not actually die throughout the entirety of the game, but unfortunately is not able to pull it together.
Yeah.
Very
And-
good performance though from Control, from Chaos. Overall, I mean, they really fought for it, but in the end, Abarn's team is just able to have better rotations, better macro, better gosh, that's 6 damage, better decision making, and they are able to play the entirety of the map and are able to slowly push in and slowly choke them out. So congratulations to Abarn's team. They are the TCL Season 1 champions.
Absolutely. The team play coming out from Tilted to Season 3 from the team that Abarn has put together was really the difference maker. And despite dropping one game in the Game 3 and opening themselves up to that reverse sweep, kind of reset their mental, reset their attitude towards the game, and was able to come back and pull it together in a very, very convincing game for us. So excellent job to them.
Yeah, good job to Abarn's team.
Do we want to do an interview with
Yeah, we could pull potentially Abarn and Elusive there, maybe, or maybe Abarn and Rook.
Absolutely. I think we pull let's pull Abarn, and we can have him nominate one more person that we can have a nice conversation with. They TLC Season 3 definitely deserves their time of day after this performance they just put up.
Yeah, absolutely. Drew, do you want to just go ahead and pull Abarn in here, since I'm sure he'll want to do an interview?
All right, I got it.
Where's two?
Whoops, my bad.
Welcome, Abarn. We have Abarn and Joa here. Congratulations to both of you two and to your team as a whole on finishing the TCL season strong with a first place victory in the finals.
Yeah. What are your emotions? What's running through your minds right now? How do you guys feel?
Well, I gotta say, I want to thank everyone here on stream coming to watch this, all the participants. TCL is kind of a nice little break from real life, and I definitely enjoy that every week. So thanks to everyone who participated. Control's team was very hard to beat, as you guys saw, especially those last couple games. And just happy to be here, and happy we played and won that game and played our game. And yeah, that's about it.
That's awesome. Okay, I got 2 questions for you.
Well,
first.
hang on. How about you, Rook? How are you feeling?
Okay, yeah. There we go.
I'm feeling sensational as always, man. I'm glad to be in the series. I think it was a great set, and Control's team obviously played really well, but we were able to kind of pull ahead, and I'm glad we won the way that we did in the last game. It was maybe kind of snooze, but it was controlled play, and I think it was clean. Yeah, I'm happy.
The team play was really excellent from you guys, and the damage graph is one of those where it looked like they had yeah, absolutely, they looked really strong. But I got 2 questions for you. First of all, how was playing against that Ziggs?
Well, I gotta say he in no flame, but he kind of did nothing, and then he showed up and did like 80k damage. And I don't understand what happened in the middle of that. Like we got that. I mean, the thing is game 3 we played against the Ziggs. We knew the game we wanted to play. We knew it would be a free lane. We took it. We still lost, just based off some bad team plays. And then we kind of did the salty run back game 4. And we that was the game we wanted to happen. We couldn't make it happen, but we did game 4, and we're happy.
Okay, so yeah, like let's piggyback off of that then. Like how did you reset after game 3?
Oh boy, you want to talk about the mental, Joa?
I can talk about the mental. Yeah,
let's talk about the mental.
We had 4 motivational speeches between every game. Every person we went through, and we had them say something motivational. It was beautiful. We had the game of inches. We had whatever, all the ones from all the locker room speeches. And Elusive gave a very heartfelt,
beautiful,
and
I feel like that really preserved our mental.
To be clear, I literally pulled up the script of Any Given Sunday, and gave the Al Pacino speech between
beautiful
1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So did you guys record this so like we can go back and for posterity make a video of like a TSM Legends kind of thing, and really go behind the scenes and get into the mind of TSS3 and what happened.
Whoa.
We didn't, but we should have. I got to say, after we lost, game one, I had kind of a pretty weak Akali game, especially during that early game, and I think I came out of that a little tilted. Team kind of helped me with the mental. Game three, we came out of it, and I think Luciv was just a little tilted from what happened bot lane and level 1 during that, and so it was kind of a team effort to keep everyone kind of hyped up and keep the energy going, because the big aggressive plays, that's what wins these TCL games, and we have to make them, or else we're not going to win.
Yeah, I think he was behind that whole game, and he was just from the start, and it was kind of an unlucky thing, and he kept it strong, dude. He brought a rousing performance in game 4 on the Ashe, which is a pick that I think doesn't get enough love, man.
Yeah, it looked great. They got the 2v2 kill in the bot lane, and just generally looked really strong throughout the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they definitely they got 2v2'd, and honestly were bullied a little bit in the first couple games, but then at the end of it, they decided they were not going to have that anymore, and put a very convincing performance back against Chaos and Monkey.
How did you feel about the 10-minute long siege at the end of game 4?
Oh God!
I mean, game 3 and game 4 as a whole were
just insanity.
just pure
that dragon fight that lasted. Oh God!
My God!
It was carnage.
Yeah, probably a total of like 15 deaths in that entire fight.
Yeah. We had the pick, man. We had to troll a little bit. We had to bull, dude.
No, but congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to Team Control coming in second with a really, really strong showing. I guess I'm so proud of all the teams, the way that a lot of teams came together in the playoffs and put together really, really strong performances, competitive performances. But Team A-Barn, Tilted to Season 3 are our victors and have just looked absolutely incredible doing so. So congrats to you guys.
Yeah, thanks, congratulations to all you guys. And for anyone that's still watching here, we may not totally be done with the TCL season yet. We may have a All-Stars type game coming up, so be on the lookout for that announcement. And on top of that, we'll be continuing to put all the games on YouTube, but we may also be doing some highlight videos in the off season, so be on the lookout for that as well.
Just want to shout out Hippogriff and Dude Mandingo. They played an excellent series as well. Those guys made it happen.
They were all right.
Yep, whole team, and once again, just want to echo thanks everyone who participated. Obviously, as Blood said, we're going to do this all-star game. I'm confident I won't be picked as one of the two. So I enjoyed my last TCL match. But yeah, hey, great 2020, and look forward to TCL Season 2 starting in early 2021.
Yeah, well, we'll probably have some. That is a bit of a break, 2 months or so. So we may have some stuff over the holidays. Obviously, people will be busy, but we might just do some for fun stuff. So stick around and keep watching. And thanks everyone for tuning in, for supporting us, and take the survey, right, Abarn?
That's right. Yep, we're gonna do the survey. Yep. Hey, love you all. Thank you so much. Abarn out.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Do you got any closing statements for us here, Box?
Yeah. Well, after the interview with our champs that have won Eternal Glory and $300 split among the team, and just generally put together a great performance, a huge run throughout the entire bracket, throughout the season, going undefeated in matches, and a great 3-1 victory. But most of all, just like a lot of appreciation to everyone that participated, just kind of echoing the statements that we said earlier. And a huge shout out to the production staff on the back end, Blood, Abarn, Droid, Bovi, and Joa. A lot of the production staff put a lot of hours in and put a lot of work to make this thing happen. So big shout out to everyone.
Thank you to anyone who has not only helped with produce. I mean, Spirit helped with one game. Thank you to anyone who has put any kind of extra time into this, any of your own personal time. We appreciate anything that comes in from anyone, anything that goes towards, graphics that we've done, or even fun in between game or in between week stats, or whatever the case is. Thank you to everyone for making this such a fun season to start off with.
Absolutely, guys. And it's not over yet. So stay tuned, guys. And we'll hopefully see you guys around for season 2.
All right.